Hey!
What's up?
I was like, is anybody gonna do it?
Yeah, we did it. We said, hey.
Has it ever just opened and nobody said anything?
We should do that.
It's too late, Barbara.
Damn it! No, we could still do it.
Welcome to this podcast.
This podcast is brought to you by.
This
You
soon? We
took
didn't
it
even
from me.
introduce
That's
ourselves.
what you're supposed to do.
Here's the start of the
Doing
show.
a fucking job.
God damn it. I see why you get the Gus chair. Do your thing.
I did it. Lenovo and Tipsy L.
Bit
Great
stroppy,
job.
bit stroppy on a Monday night, aren't you, Risemongler? What happened?
What was the word at the
What
beginning
did
of
you
that sentence?
say? Bistroppy?
A bit stroppy.
Oh,
On this podcast, we have Stroppy
we have
Risemongler.
Stroppy Rise.
We have Gavin.
Are you saying everyone's name?
No, I'm just gonna.
Fuck yourself.
I'm a Stroppy Barbara.
Stroppy Barbara.
And I'm normal on Stroppy Miles.
Nice.
What is Stroppy?
Just like you're having a bit of a shit fit.
Okay.
I was really hoping you were going to
What's the
explain
hand
with
motion?
another
What's
weird
the
British word.
hand
I was when you're
motion
having a
for
bit of a fiffy-foff.
Just a little bit of a tantrum.
Bit of a faff.
Yeah.
A fiffy-foff.
You take all your gubs and you fiff in a foff.
You get me in a stroppy mood.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh,
it's
hot.
a magical power.
This is the first podcast I've ever picked.
That you picked the cat?
Oh,
Yeah,
you,
this is
you
my
chose this
lineup.
lineup?
Yeah.
This is your Final Fantasy League lineup?
Yeah.
Should we
Even
mention
though
that
you were
Miles was your
originally
signature?
you were a replacement.
I picked Michael, and then I realized that he's in Vegas, and I was like,
Man,
"Oops,
I'm
hey
glad-
Miles."
You
I'm
already
glad
had
I'm on
the
your B
MI
team.
typed.
I'm honored. Honored.
You know, this was actually just the first team that came to mind,
Aw.
so it wasn't really my dream team or anything. It's just like, how about this?
Just a team.
Just a little team.
Who is your dream
Normal
team?
team.
I don't know.
Michael Jordan. I'm sorry.
So I was
Everybody-
thinking earlier, right?
As you do.
There's
Sometimes.
gonna be a time, in time, where
Keep going.
you are remembered for the final time.
Yeah.
Like where someone will be like, "Oh yeah, that guy," and then
that'll be
after
the last
that,
time.
no one will think of you ever again.
Somebody tweeted the other day, it's like, you may already own the clothes that you're going to die in.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
God,
that's
better
just
go
another one of those
shopping.
little things where you're just like, oh, it's kind of weird.
You
way
can
you-
spiral into depressing thoughts if left.
Oh, easily. We live in a cruel, dark world,
If you
Gavin.
have 4 days off work, like Thanksgiving, you can think about some weird stuff.
This
while you're-
podcast
the
is
silence
going
is the
bad
worst.
already.
What?
What is the conversation going to?
We were talking about, I don't know, depression. We had Thanksgiving, which, in itself is the celebration of when, some conquering people came over and tricked a bunch of natives into feeling sorry for them.
Before
and then,
we get
took the
off
land.
the last person
But we
dying
wouldn't be here.
topic, Gavin brought this up to me before the podcast. And I was like, well, I guess the youngest person once they die, then everyone who knew you is dead. So
Well-
you're completely forgotten. But then he's like, well, what if there's like a really young fan who's like 89 and she's like, remember that Barbara girl? And I was like, I doubt it's going to be her last thought.
That is a diehard fan.
That's what her
Literally.
family's standing around her, like just trying to, mourn her. And it's like, why was she talking about a Barbara?
What
girl
if
at the
it?
end
What,
there?
I want it to
Remember
be
that
like
Barbara girl?
I want it to be a guy that does that, and then that last statement like destroys him. Like, I'll never forget Barbara, and then his wife's like, "Who the fuck is Barbara?" And it's like, "I told you he was with another woman."
Then she's going to remember me and she's going to keep
That's
living
how
on.
you live on. Yeah, I think it's interesting.
Hey, kids, when you're dying, tell the next person around you about me.
It's gonna be like a fucked up game of telephone. Like a million years from now, it's gonna be like there was once a Barbara Junkelman, and she was a dentist for chickens.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
like,
was what
like
she
the
did.
version of like you lost the game, but it'd be like you remembered Barbara. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
you just
It's been
That was a side effect.
probably years.
years since you lost
Wow.
the game.
Yeah.
But it'd be like you remembered the Barbara.
Remember Barbara.
Remember the Barbara.
Wait,
I
what's
like
lost
it.
the game?
Do you don't know?
It's
what that
really
is?
dumb.
Well, everyone watching also just lost.
So the
game.
point of the game.
I don't like it. I don't even like it. Well, yeah.
Nobody likes it. It's like you can't escape it.
Yeah.
The point of the game is not to think about the game. Having been informed of the game, you're now playing the game. There's no way to win the game. You can only lose the game. And talking about the game now, we've all just lost the game.
Yeah.
The only rule is when you lose the game, you're supposed to say out loud, "I've just lost the game." And normally everyone around you goes, "Ah!"
Yeah.
And then this conversation starts again. It's a disease that
I've
needs
lost
to
the
be
game
destroyed.
several times, but I never say it out loud.
Cheater.
Yeah.
So
You're
cheating at
What the
losing.
fuck was your
I'm
word?
cheating.
No, he's just not making everyone else lose around him.
Right,
It's
but
kinda
he's
courteous.
losing. But you just said that the
He's
point
breaking the
when you
rules.
lose the game, you're supposed to. say
How about
it
this?
loud.
How about I think of it and I walk off into a quiet room where there's no one, and then I say I've lost the game, and I come back in.
You're like into a little like swear jar. I lost the game.
I did it. I've got loads of jars of games that I lost.
Wait, hold
Lost the
up.
game.
Weren't we talking about last week a jar of your burp or something?
Oh yeah.
Is that a thing that
On
still exists
podcast
somewhere?
350, apparently you burped into a bag.
I did before podcast 350.
Right.
And then I was going to do it on 351, but I wasn't there. And then this week I forgot the bag.
Well,
So
I
next
have
the same bag?
I have the same bag. Yeah. It's been a burp in that bag for about 18 months.
where do you keep it, and how do you explain to people why they shouldn't
It's
throw
kind
it
of
away when they
dissipated
come
out at
across
this
it?
point.
Because
right?
on the front it says bag of burp and the date that I burped into it.
Yeah, where is it?
there,
It's-
ergo, no one will throw it out.
Well, here's the reason I didn't bring it in. I just moved house and I lost it, but I will find it because moving, you lose stuff only temporarily.
It's true.
Can't agree.
Okay.
So there's somewhere in your moving boxes
Yeah.
is a bag of burp.
Yeah.
Did you tell the movers, like, hey, be careful with that?
Be careful, don't
It's a
split the
very
bag.
old burp.
How inflated is this bag? I assume it's like a little Ziploc.
It's the same amount of as inflated as it was when I burped in it. It's just like
I didn't
slightly
see it.
puffed.
Okay.
I made a video. So what we'll do when Gus is back, because I feel like Gus should be on the potty, we will show the time where I burped into the bag from 18 months ago, and then we'll open the bag and sniff it.
Do you think that somebody's last memory of you will be the burp bag? What do you think the odds are of that?
Maybe
Do you
one
think
time
that'll kill someone when they open it? Turns out a burp
the
gift wrap
human
for more
race
than
will
a year.
mutate.
Yeah, that's patient zero right there.
One of the things I'm actually really excited about is like if I ever have kids, or if my brother has kids and I'm like the fun uncle or whatever, is, you know, we were born at a time where there are like some home videos that exist of our parents that, like, I know some of them, like my mom showed me one when she was a little girl. There's like no sound to it or anything, but just like her running around with a balloon, because I guess that's what you did as a child back then.
Yeah.
I don't know, Mom. But there is so much of everybody online these days. Like, there's gonna be parents saying like, you know, don't do drugs, kids, and then their kids gonna be like, here's you
shooting up
about 30 years ago, high as fuck.
There's so much of our lives on the internet that it would take up a significant amount of someone else's life just to watch it all.
It's weird.
Like, you could waste your kid's life with your own life. Just with all the time that they... If someone watched every podcast
That is
I was
so
on...
deep.
There's
Is it?
days worth of
Yeah.
podcasts.
You could waste someone's life with your life.
Yeah, which is really secretly what we've been doing to everyone watching
Yeah.
these
I guess
podcasts.
Gotcha.
That kind of gives you freedom, though, because then if you are worried about like stuff being brought up later, since you have created so much content, to be able to sift through it all to find that moment that you don't want them to see, that would take some like energy. I mean,
Yeah.
like find that moment in that one podcast where you said that one racist thing, I don't know, and they're like, "Hey, your dad was racist." Like, oh, you have to find it. You have to find it.
I remember going on Facebook when I graduated from college, deleting all pictures of me drinking or doing anything like at a club.
Yeah.
What, just for getting jobs?
Yeah. And then I got a job at Rooster Teeth. And basically now I can't get a job anywhere else.
That's
we
true,
have
though.
done things.
No, that's very true. Actually, when I was going through the process of I was trying to keep my resume.
I was looking for a new job. 'cause
Yeah,
I
when
hate
you're
this
trying
goddamn
to
state.
leave
Basically, my last job, I was in the process of looking for a new job, and I remember going through, and Rooster Teeth wasn't on the radar, but it was like I had a friend of mine who was like my business mentor, and he was like, one of his first things was like, you need to clean up your social media world, like get rid of everything that could be ever seen as bad by an employer. And then I got a job here, and that doesn't really matter.
And then now we're down a deep dark hole
Yeah.
of never being employed by
We just
anyone
got to
else.
keep this job for as long as possible.
or
Yeah,
jobs
I don't-
similar to this job.
I don't know who hires you after what like you've done on this job.
Who's done the worst thing on camera, do you think?
At Rooster Teeth?
Gus.
Yeah, I was going to say Gus too.
Gus, for sure.
He's
I
had
mean-
his kit off a lot.
Yeah, but being naked, is that even like...
There's being naked, dressing as a woman, the cheese master.
He was pretty gropey.
I
There's
forgot about Extra Life.
Oh, he was very gropey. My ass was there. He can tell you the whole story.
Why would dressing up as a woman be bad?
I'm not saying that's bad, but there's a bunch of people in this world that'll be like, I don't know if I like his kind. But they'll be dead one day, and that's fine. It's
true.
That's the thing that's
Hopefully
always fun. Like, I realize now, like not so much when we were growing up, but probably a little earlier than that. People are like, oh, video games, fucking losers. But nerds are everywhere now. It's the best thing ever. Video games are like a mainstream
It's true,
form
and
of
it is
media.
very exciting that soon, like most of the racists and homophobes will all be dead.
Yes.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
Can't have get rid of all of them.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking, then everything's going to be good. But then we will be the problem in a different way. Like the generations way below us will be like, oh, those old bastards.
Those are you're seeing it now kind of in the news. All these social justice warriors is the term that gets thrown around a lot.
SJWs?
Is that the thing?
What?
there was the issue at Yale. There's like people.
Wait, what's a social justice warrior?
Somebody that's like, can of worms, boys. It's essentially just like, hey, that thing that you said is super racist, and you should feel ashamed of yourself. I'm doing.
Yeah,
a
but wait.
paraphrase
Where does
right
the
now.
title come from? Like,
Let me. You know what? Let me. I'm gonna.
Do they
Let me
self-proclaim
Google
themselves?
it.
No, it's
Google
almost like an insult. To
It really
okay,
is. Nobody
okay.
wants to
That's
be a
what I was
social
asking.
justice warrior.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up the exact
it's like
definition.
demeaning in a way.
So what do
I
they
will
refer
say
to
there's.
themselves as?
So there was. I'll look it up in a second, actually. So
Probably people who
there's.
are trying to fight for
It seems to be
the common
the
good.
case,
I
and
guess.
again, this is a huge generalization, but a lot of younger people seem infinitely more sensitive to things, and will like go up in arms about stuff. And with the rise of the internet, which is a place where you can go and say whatever the hell you want, and 9 times out of 10 not be held accountable for what you say, you get hyperbole everywhere. You get on one end of the spectrum, oh, fucking kill yourself. That's the worst shit I've ever seen. Fucking Gavin, and then you'll get other people that are just like, oh my god, I can't believe that he said that. He should be absolutely ashamed of himself. Like, this is so rude, and like, I can't believe they don't even think about people that are handicapped or whatever, right? And somebody pointed out on Reddit in a thread the other day, I think the question was, what's the greatest lie ever told on the internet that's been believed? He started off, or she, saying it's not necessarily a lie that's been believed, but there's now this kind of mentality that you don't have to grow as a person or change as a person, because somewhere out on the internet is a niche group that thinks exactly the way that you think. It's the same thing that, what Rooster Teeth was founded on, which is if we like something, statistically there's bound to be other people out there that enjoy the same things as we do. And there are,
doesn't mean
because there's
it
billions of
right.
people. Right, so now you get these, this is
That's
just an
essentially
example.
how the
Let's say
KKK started.
you get, yeah.
Maybe there's other people who feel the way I feel do. We
Exactly.
can all dress up the same.
And there's this kind of, I guess, thought now. It's like, oh, see, mom and dad say I need to learn to go socialize. I don't need to do that. I can just talk with all these other introverted people online. Or again, that's just one example. There's a million other different things like that, and that's great to a certain point. But then you're going to get stuck in this rut where, again, you never grow as a person. You will always remain in that mentality because you have other people like you that you can just talk to, as opposed to broadening your horizons.
I think that is my biggest fear, is stagnation. Mm-hmm. I think I look at an elderly person, that kind of thing, or someone who's like stuck in their ways, and I see myself aging, and something that scares the hell out of me is someday stagnating into either just some sort of level of apathy or just a set of ways. Like even to the level of like, some people who don't like technology and aren't good at it. Yeah. It's like, well, it's like part of the world. So like if you just curmudgeonly just sit there and don't learn, then you're just being left behind. Yeah. I don't want that to happen ever.
I went through the same thing with Twitter. Like when Twitter first came out, I remember thinking, that's stupid. Facebook's way better. It's essentially just a Facebook status post without anything else. And then everybody was doing it, and I thought, okay, I guess not like a peer pressure thing, but clearly, particularly with our line of work, it's like this is going to be an important thing to learn about, which is why I've tried to learn about Snapchat, but I still hate it, but I'm still trying. It's weird.
But that's the thing. Like, I think Facebook now is something that people in their mid-20s do. The younger generation is like, yeah, we don't use Facebook.
Facebook, I think, is even older. I think it's like 30s and 40s at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say mid-20s. What are you doing?
I'm a Snapchat.
I hate you.
Snapchatting
Jordan's
right
been
now?
doing that today, by the way. Every single meeting that Jordan went in today, he Snapchatted a video without audio and was like, "Oh, in another meeting."
How do you do a video without audio?
I don't know. I don't know Snapchat.
I'll do that.
There's a way.
There's no buttons that say no audio.
Well, probably it's after you're done filming, I assume.
Does it say it? But then why is it? Okay, it's recording the whole thing.
Remember that stagnation we were just talking about?
There is. There's an audio button. I'm going to turn the audio off on that one.
That was a good, interesting point, though. I mean, except for the part where we compared Rooster Teeth to the KKK. But
Yeah.
I think that was
I didn't say Rooster Teeth was like KKK.
You could bake in your
Maybe
way
I
to
did.
that.
I don't know.
Maybe a little bit.
I don't know.
It's funny. I tweeted that, it's going to be a kids podcast or whatever. And everyone was like, here comes insanity. And we open with like this really
some
deep
serious
intellectual conversation.
I just think the mentality everyone needs to have is, you do you, I'ma do me. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
to an
But to add
extent.
To an extent.
You should also add to that, I'm going to try and understand you.
Yes.
I guess a
And
little
also,
bit, like-
as long as the you doing you doesn't affect other people negatively.
Right.
Phrase that. I'm gonna try to understand you.
Well, there's
like,
you do
why'd
you,
you phrase it
me
that
do me.
way?
'Cause to stay in line.
I'm a try.
I'm a try.
I'm trying to understand you, though. I don't know. You ever do that where
Well,
you're...
to like be open-minded, be a good person,
No.
and just, do what you do.
I love it when old people, like my grandparents, they're like always trying to stay with technology. Like my granddad, he wants an iPad Pro for Christmas because he
cool.
likes to do like drawing and art and stuff. And I was like,
wants it so he can
yeah,
draw.
he wants an iPad Pro.
awesome.
It's badass. He's like
They're huge.
mid-80s.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, he wants the Apple Pencil and
You
Yeah.
should just get him a pad of paper and some colored pencils and see if he
draw an
knows.
apple on the back.
See, what's funny is that's what a grandparent would do to me if like I asked for like a drawing tablet. They'd be like, "You got one right here."
Well, there was I saw on Reddit today a museum somewhere in Europe that had put up a posting where they asked you to trade in your selfie stick for a pad of pencil and paper, so that when you're going to a museum, instead of like going around and taking selfies and doing that kind of thing, like maybe sketch something that you see or write notes. That kind of thing. I thought that was cute. I thought that was
It's
nice.
cute until you
Don't
go home
fucking
and-
laugh at it, okay? It's a
cute
nice
until you
little
go
moment
home
I
and you go,
had.
Oh yeah, this is me with the Mona Lisa. It's like a stick figure of you with a stick.
You just draw yourself.
I saw
mentality behind it. It's
I saw
cute.
one of the
It is
most
cute.
depressing things I've ever seen recently.
Go on.
I was at the park with my daughter, and we were having a wonderful day. And then we were sitting on a rock in the middle of Zilker Park having our sandwiches. And I saw a family walk up, like 4 adults and a couple kids, and they were taking like Christmas photos. And the mom was taking Christmas photos. She was doing it with her iPhone, but she was not just doing it with the iPhone. She was doing it with a selfie stick. So I saw like a little kid sitting on the ground, and then like 5 feet away, a mom holding the selfie stick. Honey, sit still. Honey, smile, honey. And doing like, it's like, just fucking get in there with the camera
so
and do that.
weird.
Why the selfie
Maybe-
stick?
Because she
Maybe
can't
it-
be in the picture then.
No, she wasn't in the
it.
picture.
She was pointing.
She
the
was
selfie
taking
stick.
portraits of her child.
Maybe she had a horrible illness and was concerned about her daughter.
Maybe
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
Maybe she's like far-sighted and she can't see up close.
It could also
she
be. I
forgot her
saw one.
glasses.
I saw one up close for the
Or-
first time. I went to Galveston and visited my family for Thanksgiving. Which, if you follow me, you'll know because I was live tweeting everything my wonderful grandmother was saying.
You tweet a lot of
But
things
I
about your
did.
grandma.
There was. I had. Bored isn't the right word. My mother is probably so upset at me right now that she's
Say
watching.
you're bored.
But no, it was
were
a
bored.
lot of the younger cousins that I hang out with all like dispersed to do things, and I
Right.
was just kind of like hanging out with the aunts and uncles, which are all great. I love
You
them.
stopped yourself from saying old people,
I
didn't you?
Those are your words, not mine. But for a while, I was just like, I really did feel glued to my phone. In hindsight, I feel kind of bad about it. But anyways, yeah, no, I was just like in the car, vining, doing this tweeting. What the fuck were we talking about? Oh, I saw a selfie stick up close for the first time.
Yeah.
It could be those things are just a pain in the ass to unhook. There was like some like wires and some weird shit.
I was
going
gonna
on.
say she
I
probably
don't
just
know.
didn't want to take it off.
I don't know.
No, come on, just go. To take.
I don't
I'm
have.
saying
I
she
don't
might
have.
Just
a-
walk around constantly with her selfie stick with her
What if-
phone.
what if she had
Puts it in her
Do you need
pocket.
to take a phone call and just like this, just holding it? Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
What if it was a drone instead?
That'd be fucking cool.
You want to try to take a call on an iPhone that's in a drone?
Did you
I thought you meant taking your child's Christmas photos with a drone, like the drone's like just bzzz in front of your kids.
Isn't
That's
what
what I
you
mean.
meant?
Yeah, and then I was like, man, imagine if the phone
Oh.
rang. Hello.
They're loud. There was you guys used a drone for a shot in Laser Team.
Yeah, that was a big drone. That wasn't like a.
Yeah, and it was
really
like one
cool.
that took this huge sweeping overhead shot of like football field, and I was there for that day, and I was like, "Oh, we're doing it with the drone." And anytime I ever have an interaction with the drone, it's like nee, that kind of thing. This is like
Yeah, and it would like
just
kick
like
up leaves
yeah,
and dust.
It
And then
was so loud.
there's a shot where it's like coming towards us as though it is the spaceship, and we're all trying to run out of the way.
Yeah,
That was real. We were just legitimately trying
being
to
chased by a guy with a remote control.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the actual footage of the Amazon Prime drone or whatever it was
Oh
called?
no, did that?
No, I saw that on Reddit. and I didn't click it.
Yeah, they released actual footage of the new Amazon drone.
How's it
Was
look?
that really pretentious of me to say or something?
No. It's just like
I saw it on Reddit. Didn't click it.
it's
Ignore
like
that.
every
Yeah,
conversation
ignore
I have with anybody these days.
It
Why
looks
isn't there an app?
interesting.
Why isn't there an app?
What do you mean?
Sorry.
Reddit.
4.
Why isn't there an app that just pulls all the stuff you ignored?
What?
Why would you want that? I want an app on my phone to gather all the things I didn't care
Like-
about looking at earlier.
Yeah, like here's an example.
All the links from WTF.
if
mean,
it's,
there
if
are
it's
apps
on
like that.
if it's on Facebook and I can't be bothered to wait for something to load because I'm not quite sure it'd be worth it.
Okay,
it
you're-
should pre-download that.
You're talking about YouTube has this. They have the watch later button now.
Well, there's
They also have Watch Offline, which is phenomenal.
Well,
if you have
that's
Oh, I
if
integrated.
you
love-
have YouTube Red.
I love YouTube Red. Like I did the like the trial thing,
Yeah.
and I was like, let's check this out. And the fact that I can just click on any YouTube video and no ad will pop up, for some reason that is amazing.
See, I don't care about ads. Not fussed. You can skip most of them anyway.
Yeah.
Being able to store up like 30 videos and watch them on a plane,
kidding.
thumbs up.
I'm gonna do that because
Yeah.
I listen to ASMR videos all the time to like fall asleep and stuff.
And it's
But
better to
Do it
do
for
if
the
you're if you're in like airplane mode and you're not getting all crap.
Then you can have a nice, relaxing.
Tease that.
We're gonna
Should
go
we
ahead.
just do
And,
the podcast as ASMR for the rest
Hey.
of the time?
Why I think do you prefer male or female ASMR? Oh, let me just
in
crinkle
general,
some.
I actually prefer male because I feel like the female thing sometimes gets a little weird.
because you're getting turned on.
No, no, I don't know. In general, I listen to. They're one of my favorite guys.
Are you still doing ASMR voice? You kind of
no,
stuck
not
between.
at all.
I like how you were doing it, and then you made him like feel embarrassed about it.
No, I was doing it.
No, my-
I was
my-
doing it, but I was committed. I was like,
one of my
and then you just
favorite
started.
guys is, oh, no, yeah, let's go back in for a second.
what's so weird about the girl voices?
No, I was gonna say one of my favorites is there is what's his name? K. Prasanth. It's an Indian man that talks very softly about the things that he's reviewing.
Sounds
and he ends
pretty racist
every
right now.
single video with nice one. Check it out.
Every single one. Everyone just it's not check it out.
Check it out. It's like the fastest little thing. But
I,
no,
I, see, I know. I'm not doing fucking ASMR.
oh come on, dude. John.
so-
It's all crap
So
anyway,
I-
right? Like the term ASMR is just made up by just people. It's not like a scientific thing.
No, they're trying really hard to get it like recognized by
Get it stamped.
science. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean,
Trademark.
they're trying to get it
Stamp.
recognized.
Like Gav said, it's just something that this group of people that experience ASMR, which by the way, the thing we're talking about ASMR is it's like when you'll hear certain sounds that kind of give you like a shiver down your spine
Yeah.
or on the back of your head.
When
I
I
like the chills.
when I was a
Yeah.
kid and I got it, I was so young. I was probably like 7 or 6. I always felt like all of my hair was stood up, and I
Yeah.
would check the top of my head. I'd be like, "Is all my hair on it?"
For
No,
me, it was
my
when
hair's just normal.
I'd get a haircut watching Bob Ross, and there was some scene in one movie that I was just like, I could listen to that man talk forever.
Didn't you say the first time you experienced it, some girl was getting her hair brushed or braided by
Yeah, I
another
was just
girl?
like stood in the playground, and I was watching some other girl brush a girl's hair who was sat on a bench, and I was like, this was not anytime recently, but yeah, I was like, ooh. And it wasn't a sexual thing because I didn't know what sexual
Right,
stuff
yeah,
was anyway.
sure.
Do you, not to sideline from ASMR, but do you remember the first time you got an erection?
No.
No?
I mean babies get erections.
Well, okay. Do you remember the first time you remember getting an erection?
Oh yeah. Let me tell you.
I don't remember the first time I got an erection. I remember the first time I learned about masturbation. I was just like, this is great. I can just do this when no one's around. Fuck yeah. My afternoons are set from now until I die.
Yeah.
That was pretty much, that's how that day went.
How many times the first day?
What's up, mom and dad? I don't remember. I think like twice or something. How many times have you masturbated in one day?
I don't think when I learned to masturbate, I realized it was something that's like it didn't dawn on me as like I can keep doing this over and over again.
Well, not
Just
immediately after.
Right immediately.
Yeah.
Could you do it before your hormone stuff?
Yeah.
It worked?
I was trying
Yeah.
to figure out how you're gonna word that.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's the most time in one day?
We talked
I don't
about this
know.
on a Contagion Let's Play.
Yeah, you did like 20 or something, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, that's why. No, we had a conversation about
Are you
this.
not raw after that?
We did. We had a conversation about over in your office today about the most time you ever done in a day, and like all of us, the guys were like at best like 6 to 8 or something like that.
I think mine's
And Barbara was
5.
like in like 20s. Like,
No, it was 11.
That's double digits.
See, that's
calm
confusing
down.
to me.
Wow.
That's
Can I-
confusing because you hit 10 and then you thought, one more. What?
Go
Why
that
not
extra
stop at
mile.
10?
I
You
learned-
know?
I wanted to see how many I could get.
And
And then I just
that's
peaked
always
at 11.
that's always what it is, right? You'll go
Wait, wait,
once,
wait, wait.
you'll go once, right? Then you'll go twice. Maybe you'll go a third time. And I feel like once you hit 3, you're like, all right, you want to go? Let's fucking do this. All right, let's make a day out of it. Cancel all my appointments.
I like the idea of you just staring at your penis like, oh, you want to go? You want to do this? Cancel my plans.
Slapping it around.
I want to know, like, if you were doing under the mentality of that, you were just trying to see how many times you could do it. What stopped at 11? Like, what? Why was it? Why was 11 the stopping point?
Sometimes you hurt. Sometimes
I
you're tired.
started to
tap?
get kind of numb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't laugh.
Surely
it
you-
happens.
Surely you would have been numb at 10.
Clearly she wasn't, Gavin.
I was a little numb at 10.
You must have slept
wait.
so well that night.
What
Yeah.
time of day did 11
like-
land
Oh,
on?
it sounds like the
This was all within the span of like an hour and a half.
Jesus Christ! Holy shit!
So wait, how many hours in a day? How many hours are you awake? 18?
Yeah,
Time
like
out.
16,
Hold on.
16
Okay,
hours. 16
hold on.
hours.
I'm going to
hours?
guess here. Wait. Sunday? Was it a Sunday? Do you remember?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. A Saturday or Sunday.
Wait, so
I'm
in an
So
hour?
you could have done it 117 times
I'm gonna guess.
if you were really thinking
If I
about it.
unnumbed myself.
I'm trying to think what led to those events. I'm thinking woke up, did some things, maybe took a nap, woke up from nap, and then you were like, let's do this.
That sounds pretty accurate, actually.
Were you dehydrated after?
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty sweaty.
But she went for 12 and it was just like, it's like, not today. Not today.
Oh.
It's like,
I don't think it would have been because the is like unused and dusty. It probably would have been like.
no, I think because it would
like, that was a good sound.
The sound of two balloons rubbing together.
Can you do that sound again on command?
Oh, no.
That wasn't
First
as
one was
Wasn't as
better.
good.
Wasn't as
Yeah.
good.
That was a really good sound.
Yeah, it was like a good, like,
I think it would've been-
floppy sound.
Wait.
For those listening to the audio
12.
podcast, Miles is rubbing a mug.
Yeah, I'm trying to take better care of my voice. I'm doing some singing stuff.
So you're
this
rubbing
week.
a mug.
What? Oh no, I'm drinking tea instead of alcohol.
What kind of
'cause
tea? We got
This
we got
is
milk
this
in
is
that
called
tea?
throat coat, which by the way I giggled to no end upon purchasing this.
I've drunk throat coat for forever.
I bet you have.
Yeah. Like doing like stage performance and stuff.
Just reminds me of that Simpsons episode where Homer swallows candle wax.
And then masturbates 12 times.
I love that episode of The Simpsons.
God, now for some reason there's a competitive side of me. It's like I could do 12. I could do
No,
12.
you. I don't.
Do we know the world
If
record?
you spread it out in a day, that's less than 1 hour.
You're gonna lose motivation. It's gonna be like when
Right, it is harder.
you're on like sleeping pills and you're trying to stay awake just because it's funny, and then in the end you just give up. You're just like not worth it.
Have you done that?
Yeah.
Because
We are all very competitive people in very
You
different
guys
ways.
need your recovery time.
Yeah.
right.
That's
It's
a
called
big
the
aspect.
refractory period.
Sure.
Scienced.
Is it
Science.
really?
Yeah.
What else? is there?
ASMR. refractory.
ASMR.
Teach me something.
On the subject of Barbara doing it to 11, the only movie on IMDb that is not ranked on a scale of 1 to 10 is Spinal Tap,
Love
which is
it.
ranked on a scale of 1 to 11.
Is it really?
Love it.
That is a lovely touch.
Wow.
What does it have out of 11?
Never mind.
I did some spinal tapping.
A lovely touch.
All right, I have an ad to read here. There's got to
Oh.
be a point where I can get to this ad, and we're not talking about.
Were you
Who's it for?
Were you watching porn on a tablet or a computer?
No.
Was it made by Lenovo?
Oh, did you go with just your internal spank bank?
I was internal.
Nice.
We'd like to thank Lenovo for
Yeah, we
sponsoring
would.
this episode of the RT podcast. Yeah, that was actually nicer than some of the other ad reads. Miles is gone.
I like how Miles got up and then
Miles, for
proceeded
some reason,
to.
thought the ad reads were like full like essays.
Did he pee or did he go and do something else?
I don't know. Where'd he go?
I think he's just refilling his tea.
Oh.
Where'd you go?
Here, might as well just walk right.
Okay, so
Another coat for your throat.
to go back to talking about things we've done on the internet.
Can I just say, the moment I walked in front of your camera, I felt Gus wherever he is, just like hurt.
Just shudder.
Isn't
He's
he
awake
on
right
Austra- Isn't he in Australia?
He's on Australia. Yes, he is on Australia. He's in Australia.
Oh wait. Andy got mad at me the other day because I
Blanchard?
text. Yeah, Andy Blanchard got mad at me because I
Andy
said
do?
so for some reason in a
Wait,
text.
how do we get on Andy Blanchard?
I'll get there. I'll get there. For fuck's sake.
Was his face red?
What? So I texted
Stupid
him, and for some
question.
reason in the conversation, I texted something about him being in Cape Cod, and he got mad at me. He said he's on Cape Cod.
Yeah, on the
Yes,
cod.
On the cod.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I'm not familiar
It's
with
the
that.
way that they say it.
Just
there.
Cape Cod?
Yeah, on the cod.
I refuse.
Well,
Sounds
isn't
like
it
a
just
weird euphemism for on your period?
if it's an
the key-
He's on the
island?
cod this week.
If it's an island, you're on it, right? It doesn't work.
Everything's an island
Everything's
when you
an
think
island.
about it.
But you could be in it too. Can you be in the Bahamas?
Can you be in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
I don't
Where
know.
are you? I'm in
It's-
Hawaii.
Although Hawaii's
Cool.
not
Yeah,
an island, it's
right
like
there,
pictures.
right there.
Don't use a selfie stick.
Listen, it's the only thing I've ever learned from Andy is you say on Cape Cod, not in.
Oh,
And I don't know why.
this is not. I guess talking about texting people. I don't know if anybody else has run into this weird issue. Apparently, there's some weird bug with iPhones where I don't know if it occurs when you do like a backup of your phone or what. My phone just decided to change my contact numbers. So I thought I was texting Anna Holm this weekend and was instead texting Kyle Taylor about some random stuff.
Wait, how does?
What?
Fuck if I know.
So
But
just
I
switch
u-
the names?
Yep. Kyle
That's like the
Taylor's
worst thing
Kyle
that could happen
Taylor's
to a phone.
What's weird is it was an old phone of his, so I texted who I thought was Anna Holm about this thing that we're working on, and then get a text from Kyle going, "Hey, why are you talking to Anna about this?" I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I immediately assumed maybe Anna was hanging out with his girlfriend Felicia or something. And then he started sending me really, really gay Metal Gear Solid 5 fan pictures. And then Anna started sending me really gay Metal Gear Solid 5 fan pictures. And I was really drunk at the time and couldn't comprehend what was happening.
What is happening?
I don't even comprehend what's happening right now, and I'm completely
Yeah,
sober.
So Kyle, apparently the same exact thing happened to him. He
Is it a
planned to do
virus?
meet up with a friend of his
I'm terrified
from college.
now.
And then showed up, right? He showed up to meet
good
this
thing Aaron
friend,
doesn't have to
and
ask.
it was a different friend from college, and he just rolled with it. But like, holy shit, dude. I'm horrified now. I'm
Well,
horrified.
I'm not
like,
going to text anyone anymore.
yeah, I don't
When
know
did
if
it do that?
If anybody else has had this issue, please tell us about it in the comments.
When
or
did it do
something. I don't
that?
know. I'm gonna
Did you
tweet
maybe
at
back
us.
up your
We'll look
phone
at
from
it.
like a different?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like I can't think of any.
Let's
other-
talk about-
We'll see if Twitter talks. to us
Let's talk
this.
about texting things to each other that you wouldn't want texted to someone else. Has that happened recently to you, Miles?
Oh,
Have you
I thought you were
texted-
going to talk about the thing that happened with our streams.
Yeah, did you send somebody like if a text you might have sent yesterday, if that had gone to someone else, would that have been a problem?
That would have been a problem.
Yeah.
Yesterday, John and I streamed.
separately.
Separately, we were streaming on our accounts.
Yeah, it was really fun. Got a new little Twitch account
Yeah.
that I'll just do. I don't know whenever. I don't have time, but it was fun. I was bored on a Sunday night. Seemed like a good idea.
Yeah.
And then people in my chat were like, "Ooh, this is awkward. John's streaming too." I was
Yeah.
like, oh, is he really?
Clash.
So I paused the game and I sent John the text, "Hey, I think you're pretty swell."
Yeah.
John, what was your response to that?
My response was, I got the text, and Lynn, Aaron's brother, was sitting next to me, and I said, how do you respond to that? And he said, you said a dick pic. I was like, oh, okay. So I had Lynn get close to me, as you do, and and I took a picture of our crotches in our pants, because we were sitting next to the stream, and I took a picture of our crotches from above and sent over him a picture of our two crotches.
Yes.
And I sent it to Miles.
So then I received that and thought, well, that was rude. So I responded
you didn't
in the logical
Progression.
way. And I took my pants off and sent him a picture of just me in my boxer shorts and my pasty white thighs.
Yeah.
And I sent that off. What did you do, John?
Well, at first I didn't realize you were in your boxers. I thought they were just shorts. But then Lynn pointed out your boxers, and we even found there was like a little slit in
Yeah,
the
my little
boxers.
pee-pee hole, yeah.
We tried
like a
to
game of
like
tennis.
do the little like.
No, it was
like,
a sports
zoom in
ball
thing.
situation. You'd
Yeah,
have to
couldn't
crank
see
up the
anything.
yeah.
Couldn't see anything. So
No Tyler's face to block it this time though.
So then
fucking
he was
laughing on
Miles was
stage.
kind enough to show us his little undies, and so Lynn and I proceeded to take our pants down to our ankles and send him another nice picture of two gentlemen's.
You guys are close.
Just boys having fun.
Just
You
boys
guys
having
are
fun.
very
We were
close
both in our
friends.
briefs, and Lynn even had a Monster Energy drink for scale next to
I
his
remember
legs.
that. Yeah. So then at this point there's no turning back. So
Escalation has to
I
happen.
did what any sane person would do. I removed my pants, I removed my boxers.
Cupped.
I grabbed my favorite Mega 64 hat and I placed it atop my junk and took a picture and I sent it off.
You
Yeah.
forgot to mention that while this is all happening, both of your chats.
We're talking with one another.
talking to
They're
each
like
other.
telling John, he's doing it. He's doing it, John. And John's like, no, he's not. He's not going to fucking do
He's
it.
sending a picture.
And then
He's
my
sending a
chat's like,
picture.
he's calling you out, Miles. You won't do it. You should ask what's his name? Lynn? Is it Lynn?
Lynn.
We should ask if he's okay putting those in the link.
I don't know if he's
Maybe
okay
not.
with that. I mean,
don't
I've got
know.
yours. But
I
then
don't know
so
if we're okay with that. I have some white fucking thighs.
I mean, you were even like laying down. I feel
That's the
like,
exact
and then
position.
had the hat.
I really
right
wanted
there.
to show off the Mega
just
64 hat.
shooting
'cause
right
I
My
love
there.
those
favorite
guys.
thing is that the hat is like facing towards you, so it
Yeah,
looks
for
like there's
sure.
a head buried in your thighs.
Looks like you could have a conversation with it.
Yeah. And then
So
jerk it
then,
off 11 times.
with that coming across, I mean, I turned to Lynn and I was like, we gotta do the same thing.
He was not on board with that.
He was not on board at first.
But by the way, just to interject here, the reason I know about all of this was because some kind person on the internet edited together both of our streams to see the live reactions of the two of us.
That's
We
great.
should definitely post that. That was fantastic.
And so I ran into my room. I grabbed a hat. I couldn't find a second hat, so I found a beanie. I gave Lynn the beanie.
He
What
kept
hat
it,
was
right?
it, John?
I had my yellow on the spot hat that Nick Rutherford and Kurt Johnson got me
So you
that
had a
says
John
John
your
on it.
Johnson.
And so I placed my hat. I know we both kind of Lynn and I both kind of turned away from each other, proceeded to pull our underwear off, situated our stuff properly, and then turned back to each other and sat down. And Lynn had his in my Achievement Hunter beanie, which is now his Achievement Hunter beanie, and so he had his beanie, and then I had my hat, and we took another little selfie kind of thing. and sent it over to Miles.
Beanie is not as forgiving as the cap.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's just kinda
Beanie
sad.
kind of like.
And the way this all ended was I just sent him another message that just said, let's take the time to appreciate everything that just happened at 8:30 p.m. on a Sunday night. And his response was, I love you.
Yep.
And it was great.
It was a nice
Jumping
moment.
jumping back
This
away.
This is the magic of the internet.
What did y'all call it? The moment?
Called it the moment.
The moment.
Called it the moment.
Yeah, you can find that on YouTube if you want.
Definitely was a
Hashtag
moment.
never forget the moment.
It's crazy the things that we can do these days. Speaking of which, oh God,
There it is.
Part of the video.
That's me trying to zoom into Miles' crotch right now. Is what I'm trying to do.
You'll never find it.
I was trying to find the wee holes. Wait, what?
I made a white Tic Tac joke. Jumping back just a little bit, hashtag RT Podcast. I worked at Apple for 5 years, and it is a common problem with new iOS versions. It used to happen all the time. Careful who you're texting. Careful. What do you do when you get a text from a number you don't know?
It goes. I have it filtered, so it just goes to a folder that is unknown numbers.
What,
and
I mean, like, how do you respond to them?
I just don't
ignore
see
them.
them.
It depends on
yeah,
what
they
they
just.
like.
I'll check every so often. It'll be like, I have 14 messages from a bunch of different numbers.
I don't know. I feel bad, but I don't know. I'm very cautious of random numbers.
You just isn't it just like who dis?
New phone, who dis?
Who dis?
Yeah, but
I never say who I am. I always, if someone's like talking to me as if they know me, I'm
Who are
like,
you? No, who are you?
Who, like, I don't
Oh,
have
I
your number in my
I
phone.
love striking up conversations with wrong numbers, especially if it's a text.
oh,
Like I'll talk to them as long as I
never
can.
get
'Cause that is
those.
fantastic.
what's the most fun you've had doing with that?
Just like it's nothing like in particular. Although I did watch a comedian one time who was talking. He was telling a story about how he got a phone call conversation where some guy called him and was like, Stan, what happened with the budget? And he wasn't Stan, and that kind of thing. And so he was just like, and the guy's like, the budget's at $10,000, and so he rolled with it. He's like, I don't know what happened with the budget. I haven't seen it. And the guy proceeded to go on like for like a whole day, couple days, like talking to this guy back and forth. This guy about his small business and a budget problem, everything like that, all the way to the point where he got into a conference call with
You're
several of the people in the
shitting
company,
me.
and they figured out that he wasn't him. They thought he was actually just someone else from the company. They didn't think it was just some random dude who was like just rolling with it and just having the best time of his life.
That's
Incredible.
awesome. I wonder if anyone's ever like got in serious trouble from that or got killed or something.
Ooh,
Like just from someone messing with them. Or like a wrong number.
that's scary to think
That'd be a
about.
fun thing to mess with someone though if you got the wrong number and then like text back. It's like,
Yeah,
where's the body?
Or like if you text someone, it's like, tell me this or I'm jumping off the roof. And the other guy's
Oh,
like,
that's
You
dark.
guys have a really
That's
fucked up
dark.
sense of entertainment.
I think I was a step above where Gav
A
went.
little bit. Gee.
I don't know. I was sort of like, what? I was trying to think of a really quick way that could have happened.
I heard the most horrible story. It was on Reddit. It was like one of those stories that someone is
entire
reading
podcast.
and it's like animated as they're telling it. But it was a story. You guys know Grindr, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't know what it is, look it up.
Isn't it just gay Tinder?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But for like just sex, I think.
Oh.
Or like mainly sex. Hookups.
Isn't Tinder just straight Grinder though?
What do you mean?
Mm.
No.
Or what was first?
There's
I think
there's
Grindr
Tinder.
was
first.
There's
What came
Bumble. What
first?
about Bumble?
the
Bumble's
fuck
essentially
is
Tinder.
Bumble?
Bumble's essentially Tinder, but it's on the girl to make the first move. Like you both match like normal, but then you
Oh,
can't
that's
start a
right.
conversation.
That's right.
The girl has to start a conversation, and she has to do it within 24 hours. Otherwise, she loses a chance to talk to you. So it's kind of like a more like
Tinder,
you can't be
Tinder,
ignored.
Tinder.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I will say from just looking at Bumble, all the
And
girls
being a
on
member
there
on there.
are significantly more attractive than everybody on Tinder.
Tinder came
Wow.
out on my birthday.
Okay.
How interesting for only you.
Shut up.
Like in like
So
So high. I'm gonna take this
Tinder
off.
was 2012. What are we looking at? Grinder. Grinder has no E, right?
I think it's just R, like
yeah.
DR.
Grinder.
Grinder.
Tumblr.
Grinder was 2009.
Yeah.
So Tinder was the straight person's Grinder.
Interesting.
Yep.
But there's a story of this
Is that an
guy.
option? Can we take? Can we? Okay.
I'm drinking hot tea. I'm a little sweaty.
It's nicely displayed still,
Yeah.
so don't worry.
Sorry.
There's
put it back on if you want me
a
to.
story of
I
this
love it.
guy who was in New York for a business trip over the weekend.
What are
And
you doing?
Keep on the story.
No, is,
Try
is anybody?
I wanna hear
I'm
Six
listening.
business-
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
distracted by some.
Just
crazy-
don't pay attention.
I try not to. Okay, Barbara.
As they cut to
Grinder. Tell me
Gavin.
about it, please, please,
This
please.
guy was in New York.
Yes.
And he opened Grindr to look for a hookup
Yes.
since, he was just staying there, had nothing to do.
Yes.
And he matched with this guy who had like pictures, no face pics or anything like that, just pictures of his body, what he's into, all this stuff, one of which was water sports. And he goes, interesting, not a complete turn off, but I could deal with that. Apparently he was flirting back and forth with this guy, and he's asking for more pictures, and he gets a picture, and he goes, huh, that bathroom looks really familiar.
What?
I think that's my bathroom.
What?
What?
And he gets a little scared, and he sends this guy a message saying, hey, could you send me a face pic? He gets a face pic, and it's his twin brother.
Oh, no.
So not only has he just been sexting with his gay brother,
Oh, no.
also his gay brother has been taking dick pics in his bathroom.
Wow. How do you come
That is-
back from that?
You think it's bad, Luke and Leia, right? That's another level.
They didn't know.
Jesus. Luke wasn't like, check out my lightsaber.
But,
Like,
like, to
oh my
know.
I once had a thing with.
Where is this going? Where is this going?
I was just going on.
It's like, Dan.
Proceed. No, let him finish.
There was someone I met. There's someone I knew. I met them one time.
On Grindr?
On a no. It was actually
What,
on a
man?
filming job. I was filming a poker game, and I met this girl. And like 7 years later, she messaged me on Facebook saying that she like matched with someone on Tinder, but they were using my picture.
Whoa.
Ooh,
Because it was
that's
just
weird.
like some fan with my picture was just like
Yeah.
prancing around. But what are the chances that she would know the actual person
That's
of
weird.
the picture? It was like it's small
Yeah.
worldish.
Well,
this
I mean,
person's
you
trying to have
have-
her
you
on, but
have-
she could actually be like,
Well, it's
well, I
also, like-
actually personally know this person, and you're pretending to be
Is
him.
it a city where you were from?
No.
Oh. Yeah, so what are, that's a...
That is pretty.
Where's
That
the
is
crazy
pretty. I mean,
chance?
even with your stretch of people who know who the Gavin Free is.
I've had a lot of people message me saying, like, you're not on Tinder, are you? Because I just matched with you. But it's like someone using my pictures, but a different name.
Right.
Like
Ooh, different
Stephanie
name.
or something.
Berbera with an E.
You know how it's illegal to open mail that's not for you?
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if it arrives in your
It's a
mailbox.
felony, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
Does it apply to voicemails?
No, because you can't know it's not for you.
Why did someone open...
Because not
fuck
voicemails
does
aren't
that-
addressed.
Or did you open someone's voicemail?
No, I just
You
can't-
have a wrong number voicemail, don't you?
all the time. It happens.
Oh, I get
It
them all the
happens
time,
maybe
too.
once a week, but you get stuff like this.
Hey there, Mike. This is Jermaine Lindsay from Invisible Sentinel. We have the brew pal test, which is the rapid method for spoilage.
Who's Mike? Who knows Mike?
Not you, apparently.
I had wrong numbers coming to me for a while. That if it's a number I don't know, don't answer it. Unless I'm feeling really gutsy, but that's never the case.
Today's the day. You can do it, John.
Yeah, I gotta work myself up. And for like I'd say a week straight, I was getting unknown numbers and then voicemails of someone trying to get a hold of someone about like medical results.
Oh, God.
That happened to me for a really, really long time. I was getting phone calls for like Dr. Salinas, and every person spoke only Spanish. They were like, "Hola, Dr. Salinas," and I was like, "No."
How many more
Sorry, that's the wrong
accents can we
number.
get Miles to
and
go
then,
through?
And then I would hang up, and then I'd phone call back. Hello. Sí, hola, Dr. Salinas. They wouldn't say doctor. They say whatever the fuck Spanish for doctor is. Sorry, Grandma, I don't remember. But I was just like, no S, fucking doctor. I don't know. Sorry. And for weeks.
Wait, you responded?
Well, because I picked it up.
Or are you just telling
This was
yourself?
back in the day when I was fearless, unlike
You were
you,
just
John.
handed so much power.
No, that's the
Yeah.
wrong kind of power. I'm not going to be
Cancer.
like,
Cancer.
oh yeah, we can get you those meds. No problem, Senorita. Just keep waiting. Just
Senorita.
keep waiting. You'll be fine. Salinas
Oh.
out. I wasn't going to do that. Let me just get my prescription pad for you. Have you seen Philadelphia?
Tom Hanks has AIDS.
Shout out to last week.
Oh, Brandon.
Anyways.
How was your Thanksgiving?
How was my Thanksgiving? Where did I spend my Thanksgiving?
With me.
I did. I spent my Thanksgiving.
We had Thanksgiving together.
I'm going to
Oh,
make
who
this
was
joke
hosting?
again. More like a no
Huh?
Who
Thanksgiving.
hosted?
Meg's mum.
Mixed mom.
Oh, that's adorable.
Which I'm going to be honest. It sounded really nice when I was if Meg, if you're watching, it was very nice of you.
Talking to the mic.
They moved it away from me because I'm loud.
Oh, did really?
Yeah.
They
You're
moved it more-
loud?
Yeah.
All
You
right.
actually are.
Literally,
It
like
just
they
came
moved the
through.
camera over to
Okay.
someone else. Someone
It
came
was
over and
bugging
was just
me,
like
though.
this.
It's
They were like, there.
It
All
was
right,
bugging
that's
me. It was
John.
almost closer to me at this point.
They're gonna move it. They're gonna come over and move it again. 'cause
They
I-
moved
fine,
it
move it back, move it
towards
back.
Gavin, so because when you
So-
talk to Gavin, it's
So
that way.
Meg was really nice, and Wednesday night texted me, you want to come over and have Thanksgiving at my parents? I was like, oh, that's really nice. And so in my head, I was like, all right, so that's Gavin and Meg, mom and dad. I can handle that. I can handle that. That's a number of people I can handle. And then I showed up to Meg's parents' house. And I completely forgot she has sisters and she has siblings and they have families like that.
She's one of 11.
Right.
Whoa,
Did not
hold
remember
on,
that.
11 brothers and sisters?
A lot of adopted brothers and sisters.
Right.
No way.
A cavalcade of family members. And
Holy
so
shit.
I got to the door, knocked on the door, and then a stranger answered the door, some small person. And I was like,
Wait, like a kid or like a? What do you mean?
I don't know, middle kid. Like
Middle?
not
Teenager?
adult. I don't know. Like teenager kind of thing.
What's between kid
I don't
and
know.
adult?
Hush. So someone who's not a baby answered the door, and I didn't know who this person was, and they didn't look like Meg and that kind of thing. And I was like, "Turney residence?" And she's like, "Yeah." Let me in. I proceeded to walk in through the entryway and everything like that. Got to the living room where everyone was. Looked around the entire living room of probably about a dozen people at minimum. I don't know, a single person who was in that room. And again I was like, Turney residence? And they're like, yeah. It's just I don't know. And so because maybe the young thing just let me. It's like, yeah, just come in, dude. That's mean. And so then still looking through, I had to kind of take a scan and then look through all the way into the kitchen, and I finally saw Meg. I was like, Meg, and went just beeline to her and Gav.
Yeah. I watched you come in and turn around. I saw you at the door with your 2 kids, and you were just like,
That's so stressful. That's stressful.
yeah. We were actually worried that you would beat there. What? that you would
I wasn't trying to break Barbara's record that day, okay?
that you would beat us there is what we were worried about.
Yeah, because I
That's
texted.
called a hand job, Gavin.
I get that a lot. People get worried about that when they ask me over.
Oops.
No, yeah, because I texted Meg that I was on my way, and you guys hadn't even left yet, that kind of thing. So then I
Yeah.
kind of took a really long route to her parents' house. Like, there ain't no fucking way that. Because even at that point, I was thinking me alone with Meg's parents. That's awkward.
Yeah.
And then now in hindsight, it would have been me alone with Meg's army of a family.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was a very nice Thanksgiving. It was very kind of Meg's family to invite me over, but it was stressful as all hell because I do not do well in large groups of people I don't
I
know.
thought you did great.
Yeah.
You even yelled at some kid as well.
Who'd I yell at?
No, one of the kids.
I didn't yell at a kid.
You
You're like,
history of problems with children.
One of my kids?
No. Like one of the other kids who was trying to muller one of your kids. So you're like, hey.
What are you talking about?
Oh, some kid. No, I didn't. Yell at a kid. I didn't yell at a kid. I just
had it coming.
I parented them.
He went. It's basically I'm just not used to seeing him in dad mode.
Yeah.
And it's impressive.
Yeah.
He just turns it on, and then he'll go back to talking about dicks and butts and stuff. It's impressive.
It is.
I don't have dad mode yet.
You learn dad
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah,
Dad
but
mode
do
is not something
Do you
that
prepare? Do you pre-learn, or do you just have the kid comes out and then you're like, oh, dad mode now, learn it quick.
Well, yeah, you kind of. It's like you're with my first kid, which was an adopted kid, but she still was. I got her when she was 2 days old. It was that all right, I have to make sure this thing doesn't die.
Yeah.
That's
and
what I
then
think-
it's going to get even more complicated from there.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
Well,
just
if it doesn't die.
right.
feel
If it doesn't die, then more responsibilities will be brought upon.
If it dies, well, that was easy. Won't do that again.
just
Swing
take
and a
that
miss,
off the
all
box.
right.
Don't do that. All right, let's try again.
I feel like it probably comes from I feel like the first parental shout probably comes from any moment when the kid's about to hurt themselves. And then if your kid's about to wander off the stairs, you're like, stop! And then from that point, you're like, oh, that fucking worked. That's you have found the parental shout.
There is
Like
it is
Fusro-
it is a very interesting because I've gone through 2 children now. I say that I've gone through. Yeah,
But we're
that's
gonna try a
there
third
you
one
go.
and see if that one works.
No, I've gone through 2 children now, and every kid goes through the time where they learn the word no, which is a very interesting because it's weird to think you have to learn the concept of no because every up to then it's just do whatever the fuck I want. That's all a kid
Yeah.
thinks. It's just I see that I'm gonna do that kind of thing, And so they learn the word no, and both of my kids they have done the exact same reaction when they learned the word no, and that's just this complete and utter look of defeat and sorrow of just and it's you're just saying they're going too far away from you, no, don't go that far. It's just,
Do you follow up with, oh, it's okay, but you gotta, or do you follow up with yeah,
Yeah, you heard me.
Goddamn right.
yeah, that's what you do. You gotta assert your dominance.
You small, not adult, not teenager baby.
Yeah,
I feel like I'd be trying to parent a kid, and then it would be like, no, and I'd be like,
Me and the opposite.
I don't I have 2 very well behaved little girls.
They are?
mind you, I love that I have little girls. Little boys scare me at this point. They're just destructive little monsters. My girls are fantastic.
Yeah.
But like I was watching today. I was watching Master of None, which was Aziz Ansari's new
Great,
thing on Netflix.
by the way.
And in the first episode, he deals with babysitting a friend's kids, and it goes through a gamut of like them being like really cool and playful to them just like flat out screaming no and doing that kind of thing. My kids have never, ever just been like looking at me and just screamed at me nonstop. Like, nah, I've never done that, like that total caracature movie, like,
tantrum.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, they've never done that because they know you don't do that.
Don't get stroppy.
Fucking stroppy. I'm going to say that to my kids.
That's scary. Maybe
Stop
that
it.
just means maybe they're saving up for puberty.
I know. That's the thing is that right now I'm really excited about I have two little girls because they're just they're the sweetest little creatures ever, and I love them and they're fun to talk to and everything like that. But I know that there is going to be a time where I'm going to have two teenage girls.
Yep.
And I'm not okay with
We're
that.
the worst.
And then there's going to be a time where they're going to date, and I'm not okay with it.
But I think that's the next bit, right? You have to learn to be a dad when it pops out, and then you have to let go of the fact that
Right, but this is coming from
What
this is
hand
also coming
motions
from
are you making?
full unfiltered knowledge of how horrible boys are and what horrible creatures they are.
Whoa.
I mean, look at you, Miles.
Okay, well, case in point, sure, I'm the worst.
And the fact
What's your,
that-
no, hold on. What's your problem with boys?
They're just horrible creatures.
But
How?
you say you were horrible
How?
to
To
women?
a certain extent, I mean, the stuff that goes on in my brain is not appropriate.
Well, I feel like that's everybody's brain. I
Right.
feel like
I
everybody
always-
has horrible thoughts.
I
I feel
always
like
heard
if
it
you
was
make
better.
it real, then it's bad.
I always heard it was better to have like a little girl from the ages of like being born to like 10, 11, and then having a boy. Obviously, you can't do this, but I mean, like girls are better when they're that age, and
give 'em
boys are better when they're older.
Yeah.
Rather than having a
I know.
little
That,
boy.
and that's what I'm getting at. Is that at some point, like once my youngest gets to
so
that,
just
like,
switch them to boys.
oh, if only. I mean, there's surgery, but you know.
Take out
Nope,
the
we're not
brains.
going further with that conversation.
Yeah, dad, it's scary, innit?
Yeah, you were looking at me weird with like when I was being a dad. Like
just like-
I was though you were watching some sort of documentary.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I
The
realized I
father
could like
walks over
interfere
to
with
his
it and
children.
like change it too.
He was learning.
Yeah.
Can't do that with a documentary.
What were you going to interfere with?
I don't know. I could have messed up. I could have like given one of your kids a knife and just see what happened.
So you think you want to be a dad at some point?
One day, maybe.
Yeah?
Maybe.
How many?
How many kids?
Yep.
10.
Ooh.
11 at
Two.
least.
You can't have one.
You
Maybe-
can't have
maybe
one.
two.
I'm a fan of two. My
I'm a
brother
fan-
and I grew
I'm
up
a fan
great,
of two.
I think.
I'm one of three, and I think that's too many.
That being said, I think parents probably do. You know, it's not just the fact that there were two that we turned out okay. It's the fact that there was two of us and we had awesome parents. That was one of the going back to Master of None, which if you haven't watched, it's the Aziz Ansari show on Netflix. Acting's hit and miss, but in general, I really really liked it. And there's one episode that's all about parents. And
Yeah,
I
I'm in that's the second
loved it.
episode. Yeah.
I loved it.
It's
It was-
really rough because they go through a whole thing where like, so Aziz he plays like I guess like
Spoilers.
like second generation
Indian
Indian guy, and then he has a friend who's like second generation like Taiwanese kind of
Yeah.
guy, and they both go through these scenes where they've got their dads are like old and kind of annoying, kind of that kind of thing, and their dads like ask them to help them with something. They're like, no, I can't, I gotta go to a movie,
Right.
and they blow up their dads, and then both their dads go through this whole flashback sequence of them like in their home country in poverty, like scraping through life, like, and then like even when their children like having to completely comply, you know, to any of their parents' wishes, and that's just what they did, and then like working their ass off here in America and coming over here and dealing with prejudice, that kind of thing, and then all culminating in their sons both going like, nah, Dad, I can't help you. I gotta go to a
Yeah,
movie.
I don't want to miss the previews before the movie.
Yeah,
I'll catch
it's
you
like
later. Though.
really sad.
Yeah, I remember like there was some point when I was in high school where I kind of had this realization that growing up, like my dad and I didn't talk a ton, not because of any sort of bad relationship or anything. I fucking love my dad, but we just didn't have a lot of common. Like he was all about like sports and stuff. I was not. So you know, I played games and watched cartoons and stuff, and it was just like, you know, whatever. We bonded a lot over the Boy Scouts and stuff. But I remember one day thinking like, you know, I don't know a ton about like my dad when he was my age. Like a lot of times when your parents tell you a story, it's just like an allegory to teach you something about how don't fucking do this because it'll suck. But I never once just heard my dad like tell me a story, and mainly just, he's a pretty quiet guy. But I remember we were in the car, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, when you were like my age, did you ever do something like really, really stupid? And he stopped the car and went, what did you do?
Yeah, that's like the worst way to preface that story.
But no, he told me this great story about, God, what, like he and his friends used to, they took like a auto shop in high school and learned how to work on cars. And there was this car that they fixed up. And there was this one stretch of road along the seaside. He grew up in Galveston, Texas, which is like right in the Gulf. And they were just like, let's see how fast we can get this thing going on this like seawall essential area. He was like, that was hands down the worst decision we ever made. We got like the speed shakes and like had to turn it off. And he's like, yeah, it was really dumb. And I was just like, thank you. That makes me feel so much better about a lot of the decisions I've made. I don't know. You forget, like, I don't know. Your parents went through a whole bunch of crazy shit too. I don't know. See if they ever want to tell you about something
my
every
dad.
now and then. Not your dad? No. Not at all?
He was the kid asking for extra credit work because he finished all his normal work in school.
Well, I think there's a story somewhere in there, right?
You're trying to make out like he's a loser or something.
No, not
Whoa, you hate your dad?
not loser per se, Dad.
Per se.
I'm just kidding, Mr. Dunkelman.
Just
You're lovely.
a diligent student.
Nerd.
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 Definitely a nerd. My mom
So-
was his first girlfriend.
But surely,
Aw.
surely everyone has a moment where they think like, I've been pretty good my entire life. Now I'm just going to go mental. And
Did you have a moment like that?
no,
I think everybody had this moment. Not me, though.
I wasn't like overly good or anything. But
Sure.
I feel like if you're so like,
You ever thrown a Molotov
100%.
cocktail at your grandparents' house?
Dan did.
Like really straight
I'm there
laced.
to film it. Yeah, I just feel like there's going to be a moment where you just want to break out and see what happens if you just go a bit mental. Well, that's what a midlife crisis is, I think, for a lot of
Maybe.
people. It's like, I've been working for, 25 years at the same job
And I still haven't done X, Y, or Z.
and never got my dream car, so I'm going to get it now.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
I don't
People
know.
are like, oh, he's going through his midlife crisis. And I'm like, wouldn't you? Like,
I don't
Yeah.
really
I don't
see
know.
it. I don't really.
I wouldn't call it a crisis.
It's
just
really
like,
a crisis.
I would
like,
call it a
an
your
awareness.
kids are grown up and moved out of the house. You still work full time, so you have disposable income. So you're gonna buy yourself some shit.
yeah. And if you've never had like any of your dream stuff, yeah, get it.
Of course.
Enjoy it. Realize it was a mistake. Sell it.
I'll
Yeah.
tell
Do
you,
it.
I'll
at
tell you
least.
one of the moments we've all had incredible luck in the stuff that we've gotten to do at our age. One of those moments for me was when I finally started having some disposable income to throw around. I bought every console that I owned growing up. So I got a Sega Genesis, an N64, and then I had my Xbox. And I was
Aw.
just like,
Yes.
I made it.
That's your
Like,
that's your quarter life crisis.
That was I felt
That-
good.
especially
I was
'cause
like, I
Compared
can
to
afford
like
this.
buying an Aston Martin. That's what yours was.
That was mine.
That was yours.
Yeah, I don't like buying cars. I still have to deal with that soon.
It,
You
wa-
need
it
a
was
new car.
always.
You need that.
Ouch.
No, I'm saying you drive a piece of junk. Come
I
on.
do.
What do you
I
drive?
do,
You need a
but
new
it's a
car.
solid piece of junk. I have that Suzuki that's got like the paint coming off of it. I haven't washed it in a year. I gave up finally when I was taking when Aaron went to Australia and I was taking Watson to work every day. He would get really anxious in the car and help calm himself down. He would put his nose like right up against all the windows.
Lot of smear.
Disgusting smear all over my windows. At that point, I didn't care anymore. It's still there. It's just my
You
car's
bought
gross.
that with paint chips, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it started already kind of chipped. What I didn't realize though was that every time I go through an automatic car wash, it sprays some more off. And it wasn't until like after like months after I got it, I drove home and my dad was like, "What did you do to the car we got you?" I was like, "What are you talking about? It's always been there." He like showed me a picture of David. I'm like,
Oh, jeez.
about that.
But I think that's my favorite thing about, because getting nice new stuff is nice, but you're always very careful with it. You're like, oh, this is my nice new thing. Like I just got a
my
new
phone.
Yeah,
Now I don't give a shit.
especially
Now
with a
it's
new
just there.
iPhone. But as soon as you drop it once and you nick the side of it and there's like a little dent, it's kind of a relief.
It's
You're
like
like, okay, I don't have to be careful with this anymore because
It's
it's
like-
already dented.
So
Yeah.
careful with it.
Yeah.
It's like the first time you die in a horror game. Like the
Yeah.
first time I died in Amnesia was a huge like
Yeah, it's
load
like, well,
off my
now
shoulders.
we got that out of the way.
It's not that bad.
I
You
think
can
it's
do it
just
again.
getting used to owning it.
Just become jaded with it. Or
Well, it's just like, you deal with it every day, all day.
you just get used to it. You take it for granted, I guess.
Like when you first get it, you're just like,
You think, you think of all the money you just had that you don't anymore.
Yes.
That is now this.
You
That
just
is all the
peeled
money.
the plastic
And now
stuff
it's-
off.
yeah.
and then you do stuff like this,
You
where
peel
you
the
just hold your phone and flip it around.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
I'm
I've
gonna-
never willed something to break more hard in my entire life. I'm sorry.
I'm totally
Barbara.
gonna jinx myself, but I don't do cases. I do the Gavin challenge,
Yeah.
I guess, and I've had this for a couple of years now, and
And you can tell, like, look on the bottom of it.
Oh, you motherfucker! You son of a bitch! What's that word?
Oh,
What was the
shit.
word he used earlier? It wasn't frothy. It was something else.
give me your watch. Give me your watch.
Oh, your beer! Oh, you're
Oh.
good. Oh, okay.
Remember earlier when I told you how Gus could sense something was wrong?
Yeah.
He just had a panic attack.
I mean, he's
So-
awake in Australia. He could be watching this.
Speaking of phone case and stuff, so Carrie loves gadgets and he loves buying little new things. Like he just got a smartwatch.
Do you think you and Carrie will have kids someday?
We've talked about it.
Okay.
You know, I'm
Two?
thinking. Oh, for sure two. I say boy first, then a girl. He's the other way around. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyways,
be.
anyways, Carrie's a child. And, no, I'm just kidding. He's actually probably 10 times more mature than me. So, Jonathan, give him the beer. John, no. No, John. Yeah, thanks. Don't. Oh God, I thought for sure it was gonna. Like Carrie just got a. No!
What the fuck?
Are you proud of yourself?
Why'd you just spray?
I've never gotten to do that to you.
Oh, hey, Babs.
There was so much. Ugh. Oh, it was so
I
much.
like how you tried to stop it, but instead just spat it.
It was funny at the same time.
Carrie buys a bunch of bullshit that he doesn't need, but whatever. It's fun to have gadgets. I remember one time he got his
His
new
desk
phone.
is full of shit.
It is. Well, those are just toys.
got
Everybody
a
in the
lot of
animation
toys.
department has a bajillion
But
toys.
who are you to tell him he doesn't need them, John?
What?
I tried to convince him not to buy a smartwatch. I was like, "What are you gonna do with it?" He's like, "Oh, it saves me time. I don't have to pull out my phone." I go, "Pull out your phone right now. Put it back." Was that worth $250? He goes, "I mean, over time that adds up."
Also, if it's like on charge or if it's on the couch and you're in the kitchen.
I love watches. My current watch, I need to fix the wristband on it, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm sure in a year when I'm wearing a smartwatch, I'll feel like an ass. But right now, I don't really see the point. I guess unless you do the Fitbit thing, which is kind of cool, I guess. But he when he got his new phone, he made this big deal about how he's gonna get the perfect case for it. It was this 100%, I believe it was bamboo artisan wooden case. It was gorgeous. It's a beautiful case. He's like, yeah, it's a pretty steep price. I think it was like $100 or something. I was like, fuck, that's really expensive. He's like, yeah,
Good
but it's
cases
so,
are
so
pretty
nice
pricey.
though. And he's like, yeah, it's got, people really love them. I'm gonna get this. The first day he had that case, he got out of his car, it fell out of his pocket, and it cracked. Like the whole case just went. In the first time he dropped it.
But the phone was fine, right?
The phone was fine, which was why he was like, but it did its job. It did it. He's like in denial, like, no, this is what I paid $100 for. Like, that's what you paid $100 for? I've never gotten so much pleasure out of somebody else's sorrow. The whole time, like, you don't need a $100 phone case. There you go.
It's called Schadenfreude.
You gotta-
So
don't need
everyone needs an ugly Christmas sweater this time of year.
don't get-
Do you have like a little guilty sort of thing that you always buy?
What do you mean?
Like talking about useless crap that people buy.
Comics.
I don't really buy anything that I don't buy anything that's not really functional. Like I don't have any toys or on my desk or anything. But I'm a sucker for like limited edition Xbox controllers. I have like
Everybody
so
has a
many
thing.
different kinds. Like, I have all like the Halo
That's more
ones.
of like that's a collector's type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's just you don't need it. Like I've already got enough controllers. But it's like, man, that Spartan lock controller, it looks really nice, and I want it.
I
I
do
think there's
that
worse.
with-
I think there's worse like things that you could be.
and they are still
collecting.
functional, I
Yeah.
guess. But it's like,
People collect. It's collecting.
yeah, I
buy-
guess that's what I'm asking.
I buy a lot of toys, not so much figures, but the thing I love is having something that is from the fictional universe that I enjoy. So, for instance, if I were to get a Portal t-shirt, right? I love Portal. I wouldn't get one that's like a quote by Cave Johnson with a funny picture. I would get one that says Aperture Science Laboratories because it looks like I could have gotten this by working at Aperture Science. So I have a Master Sword, a Hylian Shield, a Portal Gun, a Pip-Boy. I have a helmet from Everest Blue. I have 2 helmets from Everest Blue. Like, I don't need any of that. Like, my apartment looks like Steve Carell's from the 40-Year-Old Virgin. It's not like
cool.
I have.
Yeah,
I have
but-
I have the amiibos. I enjoyed the amiibos.
But I
those are
would
fun to play with.
compare that stuff that you don't need, that you probably display in your house.
Oh, yeah.
as the exact same thing that people buy sconces or decorative
What is a
candles.
That's a good
Sconce.
point. It's like the modern sconce.
It's like go to
What's a sconce?
what's that
a light
apothe,
fixture.
apothe, what is the
Sounds like a treat.
What's the place that just sells stuff for your house?
Etsy?
Apothecary, whatever that fucking thing's called.
Apothecary.
It's like that store is filled with just like giant pieces
There's
of crap.
tons of stores like that.
That's what I'm
Hobby
saying
Lobby.
is that they're full of just
You want a
decorative
glass jug?
shit.
Here you go, $5.
You can buy that stuff, or you could buy a fucking portal gun. I have a wand, a Harry Potter wand that's just
There you
a hand carved
Sonic
wooden Harry
screwdriver.
Potter wand that's a
Yeah.
replica of Remus Lupin's, and that's one of my things.
I love that stuff, and I think the thing that I like about I do have some figures and stuff too is like to me, as somebody that like tries to write stories and shit, I look at all these things that I love. I'm like, oh, I want to make something as cool as that. Or like you draw inspiration from
I have
Then
like
you just panning across your shelf to all your toys, and it's there's a sconce, and then you keep going.
fucking sconces.
I just spend way too much money on clothes. That's
Yeah?
what I do.
But that's functional.
That is functional.
It is functional to an extent.
But it becomes recreational when you have too many, I guess.
yeah.
Do you have more than 30 pairs of shoes?
Yes.
God.
That's a lot.
Probably.
That must be
I
expensive.
probably have 30 pairs of shoes.
I think I have like 6 or 7 pairs of shoes, and I look at my closet, I go, this is ridiculous.
I remember Aaron made fun of me because for RTX, we stay at a hotel usually because we have to be there at 6 in the morning every time. So we stay at a hotel, so I pack a bag, and I had more pairs of shoes than there were days that I was staying downtown.
Backups of backups and
And
so
he
forth.
was just like, why do you need 9 pairs of shoes if we're here for 3 days? And I'm like, options. I need the options. Which no one
That's
else
fine.
understands.
That's fine.
No, I understand options.
Wouldn't you want to plan out what you're going to wear prior to it? Like,
You would
But then,
Your
I mean,
mood
do you
changes.
ever? Okay, maybe you're not this kind of person. Have you ever put on an outfit in the morning and then taken off and put on something else?
No.
yeah.
Every day.
But that was
Because-
I make a commitment though to like when I'm going somewhere, I'm like, this is what I'm going to take. This is going to be it. I'm gonna roll with this.
Right, okay,
Well,
but-
if I'm still at home, then I can make a. I don't know. I guess I see what you're saying. Most of the time, it's because I put it on. I go, oh fuck, this makes me look way fatter than I thought it
There
would.
you go,
Okay,
that
so
kind of
it's-
thing.
So you like looking in the mirror and stuff?
Every now and then I'll do that. If it's like if I got a new shirt that I just washed, I'm like, did you shrink? Yep. All right.
it's not just wearing a new outfit when you, like, let's say you're going out at night and you change into something different, but it's also just feeling fresher. If you put on a whole new set of clothing, it's like,
I get that.
you feel better.
If you've been walking around in your sneaks all day at the convention, and then you're gonna go out, switch your shoes, switch your socks, you're gonna feel
Switch your
much better.
everything.
Or switch everything, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, I get that.
People
I
get
get the
conlet-
difference between like a work clothes and going out thing. Like I guess I'll pack like an extra dress shirt, or whatever, if we might go out.
Dress shirt.
If Carrie wears a collared shirt, you know it's a fancy fucking occasion.
I know.
don't
I'm excited to
remember
see him
last
at
time
the
I saw
Christmas party.
Carrying a collared shirt.
It's very rare.
I've got into the phase where I've been traveling a lot where I don't pack anymore. I just have like a go bag. Like my suitcase is always packed. Like I'll come home off a trip.
You wash the clothes and
I'll
then
just dump it
immediately
all out into
repack.
the wash and then just like chuck 3 new shirts in there, 3 new underwears, and just put it away. And then chances are I'll need it in like 3 days, and I'll just take it,
Wow.
and I'm already packed.
Damn, dude.
It's like someone ready for like a pregnancy. Is what you just had like a notepad.
Is it like a
It's
duffel
coming.
Is it like a duffel bag?
It's just like a carry-on suitcase.
There's this service
like a
called
roller
Duffel.
bag.
Have you heard of this?
Of course there is.
I think
Is it
it's called
duffel without the E?
I think
Duffel.
it is. I think it's like DUFL or something like that. I think that's what it's called. Someone could
Like
look-
grinder.
You like a doofle?
It's where you
Would
pack
you like
a bag,
doofle?
and then you like send it off, and
No, shut up.
yeah, I swear to God.
Wait, you do what?
And then if you're on a trip and let's say your luggage doesn't make it, they send you your duffel so that you have like a change of
All right,
clothes
so
and toothpaste and whatever.
I
Why
want
wouldn't
the
you
I want the address of this place because when the apocalypse happens, this place is
got
gonna be
everything.
stocked.
They've got the best supply of 3
Yeah.
days worth of underwear ever.
Of like, but everybody's like, I've got loads of
I don't
just
know if
duffel
it's all like
bags.
in a centralized
you know, like when
location.
you're playing a video game where like you're playing Fallout and you find the duffel bag full of stuff. You're like, oh, good stuff's in there. It's like that's an entire warehouse.
Okay, that's also
full
a
of
video game.
those.
You'll find a minigun in that duffel bag. John.
Fantastic.
And like an oven
Fantastic.
mitt and a fork. But here's what's happening.
Screws.
Chances are your duffel is going to be away from you for so long. You're not really going to remember what's in it. They are robbing you. They're going to take one item and switch it with someone else.
It's DUFL.
Is it really?
It's got to be. It has to be.
Changing
Stick it
the
in my
way the
doofle.
world
Oh, it's a
travels.
doofle.
So say you flew to China and your bag didn't come, your duffel didn't come. How does your duffel get to China
Duffel is
quicker than you can just buy some new
Do
stuff?
you pay for postage like ahead?
I don't know.
Be wary
What's-
buying things from China. I recently I got a hoodie that was marketed as like a Destiny hoodie, and I was like, oh, that's a cool looking hoodie, so I bought it. It showed up, and it said double XL on it. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I look at the packaging, like everything's in Chinese, and it was labeled as American large, and then a bunch of Chinese characters XXL. So I'm
XXL
an
is
enormous
American.
person in China.
Yeah.
The pockets are like the tiniest little things.
Can't even get your fingers in
Like,
there.
they're like girl pockets.
Doofle sounds like
It
some sort of
actually
weird
is
Swiss
called
bank.
duffel.
DUFL.
Look at that.
It stores your clothing in your personal duffel closet and allows you to virtually pack by selecting your clothing items from within the app. Once you've scheduled your trip, you'll travel bag-free, and your freshly cleaned and neatly packed clothing will meet you at your
wait,
specified
is it-
destination.
So it's not
Is
just
that
if
your clothes?
It's
Unless
not
they
just
wanna
if you
sponsor
lose
him
your
or something.
stuff.
It's if you want to use this as your bag where you're traveling. Like,
So
I'm
was it-
going to Australia in January. Wow. If I could just send this off and then travel without a bag, and
I'm
it could
sweating.
meet me at the hotel.
Yeah, I got real sweaty.
Should we all travel via Dooful?
Buy a tour for
Buy a doofle, like we'll put ourselves in the doofle bag, and
You said
then
it's an app.
yeah, it's
You
an app.
send yourself to Dooful
Send
and then go,
yourself into
send me.
doofle, and
Okay,
then
I'll
we
sign
go
up for
to
Dooful
Australia.
if they bring you your duffel bag like via like drone or something. It just like
Combine
rockets
all
down
the
to
technology.
We should get Dooful to sponsor the podcast.
you. Dooful.
Doofle.
Have you used it?
We
No.
want to talk to you.
Give it a
Dooful.
shot. If you like it, maybe, yeah, we'll reach out to Dooful.
I think I'll try
I
it
just wanna be
for
able to
like maybe
say
a short
doofle.
trip.
Yeah,
I'm
like
actually
LA.
going to New York next week, so maybe I'll try it for that.
New
Fancy.
York, New York.
But yeah, that should be fun.
Has anybody...
I was sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just
No,
one
no,
at the
you
same
go.
time.
I'll be happy.
I was traveling to LA with Achievement Hunter last week.
Who?
Is that
And,
without the E?
Achievement Hunter.
You forgot to mention that you
Achievement
forgot where you went
Hunter.
last week.
The hunters of the achievements.
And I
They
was
went to
I
Funhouse.
walked into the
Funhouse.
I walked into the airport. I got there a bit early because
The
I like
airport.
to.
With your
I like to
doofle.
do yeah, my Dooful. I got there a little bit early.
The rest of the podcast shall be
Christ
doing
alive.
that.
Can we do
I
full
made someone
and
else
ASMR?
angry. I made someone else angry on a
Continue
show. It was
about your
fantastic.
So I was walking up the stairs to the Admiral's Lounge bit upstairs because I have that membership. 'Cause
I
travel
feel like
fancy.
everybody needs to be in uniform in the Admiral's Lounge.
Yeah, pop pom in your captain's hat.
Admiral?
Anyway, Ryan was right behind me and he was like, "Hey, how's it going?" I was like, "You want to come in the Admiral's Club? Because I can get 2 people in for
Sounds
free."
hot.
And I brought Ryan in there. He
You
never
didn't offer anyone beforehand when you were going in?
No, because we all got there at different times. I was just alone.
I thought you were on
I didn't
like
just
a...
see Ryan and be like, "You're in."
I
Everyone else
imagine all
do
of you
one.
guys hanging out. You're
And he just
like,
walks
"Peace."
away.
But yeah, he'd never been in there, and he was just all over the place. He couldn't believe his eyes. It was like a free cheese bowl and like crackers and
You got a
brownies.
free cheese bowl?
Yeah, it's like free cheese. There's like hummus
Shit, I
and
should be an
dip.
admiral.
And he was just going back and forth across like the cheese, like getting a load of cheese on his little plate, eating them, and then getting up and like getting a load of
Eating a
brownies.
bunch of cheese and going to plane.
It was amazing to witness. His eyes lit up. He was like, "I was gonna buy food
That
downstairs."
shit's exciting.
No,
yeah.
I-
The first
when-
time I was on the plane with Marshall, I lost my goddamn mind. It was like the tiny
Oh, that's when
little
you came to Toronto.
Toronto Fan Expo. I met you for the second time, and it was great. We went to Wayne Gretzky's. And
We
had-
went to Gretzky's.
Gretzky's,
That's what it's
sorry.
called. But yes,
Yeah,
Wayne
no, it
Gretzky
was.
is the player.
We were on this tiny little piece of shit plane. He was having a miserable time, and I was at the window like freaking out because the engines had just turned on because I never flew.
We're in the air.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was the first time you'd flown.
I hadn't flown since I was like
Ever.
10.
Oh, wow.
I drive everywhere.
When Bernie and I went out to LA the first time to go help set up Funhouse or anything like that,
Funhouse.
I flew. It's a Funhouse event. It's a Funhouse.
Did you bring a duffel?
Gavin's got fun
We
kids.
used Dooful and no, so met Bernie at the airport and we checked in everything like that and got through all the security and everything like that, and then he went to the Admiral area and took me with him, and I'd never been either.
Yeah.
And as I was
It's so
walking in,
douchey. A lot of the time, it's
Oh.
like busier than the rest
the
of the
feeling
airport.
the feeling of walking in there and like obviously not being a member was like akin to the feeling I think if I was a kid walking through like the teacher's lounge, because all the time I was like, I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah, it's like oddly peaceful sometimes
Yeah.
and like comfortable. It's
I feel
like,
that way about fancy restaurants.
That's the one.
I don't belong.
Bernie one time gave me his first class seat so he could sit with someone else in
Yeah.
economy. And yeah, talk about not feeling like you should be there or that you don't belong.
I loved it.
Because I didn't know beforehand going to the airport that I was going to be there. If I had known, I would have dressed up a little nicer.
For first class in airplane.
Brought
Yeah.
a couple pairs of shoes
You know,
for the
everyone there's
flight.
in like, you know, a button up like Carrie when he's all fancy and like slacks.
Carrie when he's fancy and goes into first class on
Yeah.
the airplane, as he does.
I was in sweatpants and a sports jersey.
No,
I think that's-
Carrie would walk into first class in sweats and a t-shirt, sit as wide as he possibly can,
Yeah.
and demand that they assimilate to his lifestyle.
Carrie would be like in his like Pikachu Kigurumi. or
Oh
something
fuck
like
yeah!
that.
I think it's actually because they're very douchey places.
doing?
Like the Admiral's Club and the first class.
Jerking off.
What is it? First class cabin.
Cabin.
They're very douchey places.
I
So I feel like if you go in there and just like crappy clothes and you're just like, all right, you know, I obviously don't belong. It's funnier. It makes you feel like less
But I
of a
don't think it's
douchebag,
also-
even though you are.
I don't think you stand out that much though. Like if someone like okay, so I'm in jeans and I'm in a t-shirt and I'm in tennis shoes. If I was in first class, I don't think that's completely like unheard of in that area, considering how many like tech conglomerates or these like these
true.
startups guys
Maybe
like
a celebrity.
I think
Like-
nowadays
Who
it's
knows?
more common too.
That's what I'm saying.
back
Like
in the
nowadays,
day,
like
that
there's
would've been
like I pass off like my attire passes off as just some guy who like made his first company and sold it for $1 billion, that kind of a thing.
I always
from
feel
like
bad that-
from Silicon Valley.
It was more of also being, I think I was 22 at the time, being a 22-year-old girl in first class. You don't see that very often. It's usually older guys or older women, not young girls. I don't know why.
Yeah, I first had it when I traveled with Gus, probably like 7 or 8 years ago. He got us both into first class. I was like, orange juice before we take off?
Yeah, they gave me like champagne before we took off. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
I don't think I was old enough to drink.
Oh yeah, I think
Was
I got like a mimosa. It was wonderful.
Was
Yeah.
it Bernie who gave the tip of like if you have a really long layover or like your flight's delayed by a couple hours, if you pay $50, you could get a pass to the Admirals Club?
Yeah.
And so it's like worth it to just pay it and like get free Wi-Fi and get
Yeah.
food and drinks and
The
stuff.
membership you still have to pay for, but if you travel enough, it like makes it cheaper than $50 every time. I
Okay.
think you have to.
Oh, so could
fly,
like
like, 8
anybody
times.
not go there if they paid the day pass?
Yeah, anyone can go.
Pass.
As long as you have a button.
It's like a theme park.
I'd like to buy a ticket for the
Come look at all the old men. Eat our cheese.
I was going to say earlier, have you ever gotten, a lot of like apps and things have like little push notifications like,
Yeah.
oh, we haven't seen you use this in a while.
Ugh.
Has that ever actually worked on you
Ugh.
at all?
No,
I
because
hate
I get annoyed that it did it, and then I'm like, you know what? I might even delete the app now.
Yeah.
Thank you for the delete
I
reminder.
I was using Pacer for my runs.
Pacer
and
with a ER or just
it,
R?
it does have an ER.
Oh, okay.
It has dignity.
Well,
So
that just sounds like
I was
pisser.
I was using that, and it's a really great app. But there was like I think it was New York Comic Con week. Like I wasn't using it because I was away, and it was like, hey. Haven't noticed you've gone for a run in a while. And I was like, fuck you, Pacer. You don't know my fucking life. I was going all over the place at New York Comic Con. Eat a dick. And I became super upset at it. I just got one in the middle of this podcast for Bumble. And it was like, hey, you know they're still out there, don't you? Where you been?
like how your
Winky
apps have
emoji. I was like,
different-
whoa. This is the winky emoji suddenly made it a complete. Hold on. I took a picture of it because I
Where
found it
you
hysterical.
been? I like how you give your apps different voices too.
Well, yeah. Again, you see that winky. You see that winky emoji.
So did you delete Pacer?
No, I still use it. It's a really good one.
So it reads it back in.
We know you're still there somewhere. Open Bumble. People are waiting for you. Wink.
That's
Do you think that's
creepy.
like a challenge for the girls if they find an account that's been dormant for like 4 weeks and they pull that account back into use? Do you think it's like, yeah? Like imagine if it popped up with a picture of the girl.
I
It's
see, I
like,
see what you're saying.
Yeah, I
Bumble
got
is
them to use Bumble
To,
again.
to rise.
Yeah.
From the
How do you spell
ashes, yeah.
Bumble?
It's such a Bumble.
I'm
Not
guessing
like-
B-U-M-B-L.
Please don't be an L. Please don't be an E. Please don't be an E.
There's an E.
Fuck!
B-M-B-L-E. Like I said, it's a dignified
Bumble.
app,
dignified.
Bumble.
It doesn't know the game.
Bumble.
Welcome to Bumble.
You
They also host webinar.
have you forgotten about Bumble?
Do you need to do for your night stay
so
with your
much.
Bumble match?
This is
Barbara looks like she'd be like the spokesperson. Like
They don't
"The
need to
Bumble app,
sponsor us. They have
Have
you
you forgotten
already.
about it? The
yeah,
Bumble's ready for you.
Bumble.
So do you think they
Like
could
the
sponsor us?
boom.
If they could sponsor us with the requirement that you have to do all the ad reads like that?
I would
No,
gladly do an ad
demand
read.
that.
We
We
demand
demand
it,
that.
Yeah.
I'll do
money
an
unless
ad
we-
read.
luggage?
I'll do an ad read in any accent they want me to do an ad read in.
We'll get
Don't
it.
do it while doing this.
Do any accent they want me to do it in, and I will do it like this. The Bumble app is.
But then we'll only get it once Gus is back, so he'll have to do the ad reads like that.
And
Oh,
it'll be
wow.
like, can you imagine Gus doing a German accent?
Yes.
Yes, actually.
But it'd be miserable.
After the Extra Life stream, I can imagine Gus doing a lot of
Yeah,
things.
me too.
I think a funnier accent I'd like to hear Gus do is like a Scottish accent.
What do you think's the what do you think's the most attractive accent in the world?
I love Scottish accents.
Russian,
No.
right?
French. French is a great
French
accent.
is a good accent.
I don't like the French
but like
accent.
Well, fuck
France
you.
French.
Huh?
France French.
Yes.
Parisian French.
Yeah. No one ever says French and thinks of anything other than France.
Oh, I think of
Just
Quebecois
you.
French.
Actually, I
Just
know.
you.
Hey,
Scottish
do
is
you,
pretty
what
hot.
do you want to do on the weekend?
Can you just let's hear a
Gab?
good Scottish accent.
No.
Come on, you're like
I ain't from there.
but you're like close. It'd be like someone saying like John, do like a Texas accent, that kind of thing.
Fucking, it always starts with a hyperbole, right? You have to be like, oh, look at the little Lucky Charms.
Yeah, that's Irish.
And, oh, fuck.
Scotland's a little bit like
It's a wee
this,
bit
and
down here.
You talk
Some
like
people,
this.
some people are so
Good.
Scottish it looks like it hurts them.
I,
like the guy I met who said girls, and he pronounced girls as like Gaddle?
Gaddles.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Gaddles?
There's-
It's like, oh my god, Gaddles.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
you, Evan,
Everyone
for
from all
little
over the
Gaddles.
world.
One of the best things you've ever said. Someone's so Scottish that it looks like it
I love-
That's what I feel about the German accent.
No,
It's
there
so
was
aggressive.
There was a YouTube video that was titled. It was like titled like "The Beauty of the English Language," and it was a Scottish guy on like a roof, and his mate was down on the ground, and he's like, and he was frustrated about something, and so he got him to respond, and he just like, it was just like just a jumble of Scottish like just consonants and vowels, but not words, and it was just a rant of it. Like that's the English language right there.
I told I can't. I think I might have told this in the podcast. Some people grow up with their own imaginary language. My brother and I did that, but we just called it. We called it being British. Did I tell you that?
Sound very insulting.
No, we would go, oi! Everything would sound. We'd just be in. My mom hated it. We'd be in like the grocery store, bored, and I just looked at him and I go, oi! Oi! Easy fucking easy both, isn't it? Oh, must be singing what? And then it would always end with,
That's our French
kind
would
of
have gone into.
easy bottle, easy both.
we put out a happy hour where Jeff was trying to talk British, and it sounded identical to that.
You know, you kind of sound like Jabba the Hutt when you do that.
If you slow it down,
British Jabba the Hutt.
It mostly not. But
Jeff
Jabba
would
was
ju-
just British, just really slow.
But yeah, Jeff did the exact same. Like, hey mate, I don't know boy. Hey mate. And it's just abrupt. Yeah.
Oh, you doing over there?
That's no.
You sitting all that there, cats with that love, right?
But that's
That
like
was gross.
first time I ever listened to an Eddie Izzard concert where he Eddie Izzard, huh?
nothing, I'm
Izzard,
being
whatever.
nice.
Eddie Izzard. That man, he's got a great accent, but boy does he talk fast.
Oh my God, yeah.
The plume de baton.
I can't even fucking.
Plume de baton?
What's plume de baton?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to find
One
Jeff.
of, although
Is it the
although
thing
one
you
of the
buy at
cutest
Hobby Lobby
things
for your home?
to go back to go back to a daddy thing, one of the cutest things my eldest has ever done is that one of her favorite shows is Angelina Ballerina, which is this British mouse ballerina thing. Because she watched it so much, every once in a while she would just randomly break out into a British accent for no reason. And she'd just be sitting around like talking like this. And
A
then,
little bit
Mommy,
of a-
can I have this? It's just like
Mum,
talking like that.
go have
and
a
it was
crumpet.
really adorable. I can't tell her to stop.
I think it was actually Dane Cook or somebody had a bit about like I want a British kid.
Yeah.
Just comes out.
Daddy.
Father, can we go to the? I don't remember the
Daddy,
fucking
may we
bit.
go to the park?
I'd like some more.
All right, I got Jeff here.
Oh my God, that's a recording of you, right?
I like it was just like it was just like sound pisser and the sound.
Kind of like what British sounds like.
Yeah. He does it well.
No.
I guess that's like the international British.
It can sound like I've been watching excessive amounts of reruns of QI recently, and listening to Stephen Fry talk is just beautiful. Like he's got that British accent that's just like it
there's
sounds
different
so
regions.
proper. Yeah.
There's I want to say it's a French punk band, but I know I'm probably wrong. There's some band that did I think it's a rock song, and they did it in pretend American English accent, which is just very harsh with lots of hard R's. It's all gibberish.
Yeah.
But to somebody that doesn't speak American English, it sounds like it could absolutely feasibly be.
It's kind of like when
an
someone does
American pop
gibberish
song.
for like an Asian language or something
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. That's
Which
exactly
I will
what it's
not
like.
be doing right now because it always comes across as racist.
I don't get that. I don't
is.
understand.
Making
Like
fun of-
if you go "Hi, shagao, da, shabba," like
There it is.
No.
There
Fucking
it is.
listen to me. If I don't speak that language, you're imitating just how like a parrot can imitate like the sounds that it hears. Like a parrot can imitate like a car going by or. What I'm getting at is, if you're not fluent with that language, then that's what it's going to sound like to you. Just like how there was this song that was just like, oh, and it, if you like plug your ears, you're like, that actually kind of sounds like English words. I don't know.
It's really interesting too.
And just like we just did with the "Oh, she made the beautiful," but like I don't get
guess
how
it's the
that's
same.
racist. If you're being, I'm sure there's
It might be just
I
the
don't know.
context and the type of people who do that makes it racist.
Yeah, I guess if an asshole does it, and it's like
if you do
No
anything in a
assholes here.
mocking way,
sure.
No assholes here.
Okay.
Asshole free zone.
I don't know. That always bothered me.
God, just Hearing Patrick's laughter is the best to hear.
It really
just got
is.
this great.
It makes me know that a joke was successful.
It's fantastic.
If I hear Patrick. And I'm just
Patrick's
We
gonna
need
go
so-
dead
I
quiet
wish
for
we
the
just
rest
had
of
a
the
lapel.
podcast just to see a sweat.
I wanted like a lapel on Patrick so that we can just like he's the only laugh track that we get into like podcasts.
he's the only laugh track we need.
Fantastic.
Did they ever do
the
a
rest of them are
sitcom?
dead in there.
Have they ever made a sitcom where the laugh track was just one guy?
They should.
Someone makes a joke. It's like, nah.
Someone on Twitter told me to just stop.
One
Yeah.
clap.
They don't even need context for that. They can just anybody can constantly be tweeting you, Miles. Just stop.
That's very true.
It actually, it's probably like it's like that. That should be the every once in a while. People start. I want everyone to just make a reminder on their phone right now.
don't listen to
that
'em.
every day at a certain time
Don't
to
do it.
send Miles a tweet that says Miles just stop, and that'll give Miles a moment to maybe collect himself and slow down the 200 hamsters that are rolling around in his
Flash
brain.
forward a few years, I'm gonna be in some like horrible life or death situation where I'm facing like my father's killer, and I have a gun to him. Like it's finally come to this, and it's gonna beep beep. Miles, just stop. And then the dramatic piano plays, and I drop the gun.
Turns out it is
and then
your
I
father.
walk away. And then he's gonna pull the gun on me, but then I'm gonna knock him out instead of kill him. So then the audience still gets some satisfaction, and I don't end up killing a person.
Where's this audience?
I
Where's
don't
this
know.
audience?
It's Patrick. He's just following him around.
Yeah, and Pat's just gonna go, and then roll credits. Don't you? Okay. Let's say you die, right? Eventually, sure.
Let's-
We might
What
as
would
well
you
end on a
rather
downer
have?
as well,
Okay,
right?
Never gonna happen.
You're the last things you're seeing. Everything's going dark. It's kind of cold now. You're just so
No,
tired.
I'm going out to bang.
and then you're gone. What would you rather have? A KD like points score that shows up like at the end of a multiplayer round of like all the things and achievements that you did,
Like
or
life stats.
credits roll, and then whatever happens after you die happens.
Credits.
Credits.
Yeah.
What
Wait,
would be
what-
the song? What's that song by Green Day that's in like every high school?
Why did that come into my head too? Why did that come into my head too? What the fuck is happening?
Or Graduation by Vitamin C.
How's that one go?
As we go on, we
Shut up, I'm trying to think of a better song.
remember.
I think the Fresh Prince of Bel Air theme song would be pretty great.
I just want a riff from Seinfeld. Just
Did you
That's what
How
I
about
see
just
that?
how about just Patrick's laughter?
Wait,
the
Did
last sound I hear.
Miles would appreciate this. So would you. You'd probably appreciate this.
You're dead inside.
Some
You
guy
won't.
rigged a sensor whenever his door would open to play the Seinfeld song, like a riff from Seinfeld.
Fuck, dude.
And it was a different one each time.
No, I would change that. I would have it sometime, but sometime I would also
it's
have it
gotta
be
be-
the audience going, "Oh,
Yeah, it's
It
got to be
was
followed by
sometimes.
audience emotes.
It
It's got to
was.
be
amazing."
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite jokes in the Scott Pilgrim movie. Was like there's this beautiful like there's like a love scene or
Oh, and
something.
he walks in.
and then the next morning it's and there's a laugh track for like a good 2 minutes in the
Good old
opening of
Edgar
that
What
scene.
is the cheapest way? Like, what is that? Like plinky plunky bass guitar that's
Yeah,
doing that
that's what it's
sound?
called.
Yeah.
It's called a
Plinky
plinky
plunky
plunky
bass.
bass.
You
It's a
slap
bass
the
riff.
bass.
I want one.
want a
Like, I
bass?
feel like that'd be really easy to plinky plunk the little tune, like from
Have you
Seinfeld.
ever held a bass guitar?
No,
Have you ever held a guitar?
not a real one.
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Interesting.
I mean, Guitar Hero guitars, sure.
No,
of course.
I mean, like a
Well,
real
it's
guitar.
basically real these days.
What instrument have you held? Have you ever played a piano?
Yeah.
Okay.
hard.
Not I mean, I've smashed around on a piano, sure. Everyone has.
With your head.
Play chopsticks. Dun, dun.
I just remember the keyboards at school. Did you have a music room in your school where you would like? For some reason, we took music throughout. What?
What is Barbara doing?
I'm just remembering my high school days. I took keyboard, and my teacher was a fucking dickhead. Sorry.
Okay.
continue.
Can't wait for
I'm
that
really
story.
sorry. I want to
Good
hear about that.
anecdote.
at some
Good
point.
anecdote.
But yeah, there was like
You asked me what?
for like one time
I'm
out of
sorry.
the year, like most of music class throughout the year would be like at desks and tables, and you'd like write out music, and you'd be like, God damn, I just don't get this at all. But then one term you'd spend in the music room with all the keyboards and stuff, and we figured out that if you changed a specific setting on the keyboard in a voice would go, "Are you sure?" and you just press yes or no. But we could piss off the teacher, be like, "All right, now I want you to turn to page 48," and all of a sudden, like 19 keyboards will all go, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?" And she gets so mad. That's a joy. What a joyful memory this.
One of my favorite things that I ever learned to do in school, and I think this might have even been in high school or college, was that there was around a time when
Are you low enough?
I can go a little lower. PDAs were like a thing, and they ran off of like they had an infrared part to them that they could actually send.
Go on.
Well, this is
Damn it.
classy. This is good. I'm okay with this. Yep, there you go.
And
so
Don't cut away.
you could actually get a remote control.
Someone put a hat on that.
Yeah, I need a hat.
Put the John hat.
Of an app that could turn off and on TVs because like the infrared of a remote control. And so I learned I could be in classrooms and turn off and on the
You
TV.
were that prick, huh?
I was that prick.
Have you heard? I
I was
remember
that prick.
when cell phones became all the rage when I was in high school. That was like I remember that was like I feel like people won't. There's a bunch of things that like future generations don't
Finish
get
a
to.
sentence.
I know. I'm sorry. Cell phones. Fuck. Right. What was I saying? There was that
Miles,
one
Miles.
ringtone that you could
Miles,
get.
just stop.
That was it was a super high frequency pitch that apparently people over 30 cannot hear.
Are you
At that
sure?
point-
Oh, that's right.
at that
Yeah.
point, You can't hear it anymore.
Callback.
It's like a frequency.
So people could like text because like you know like you don't have your cell phone out in class. People would text without the teacher knowing because normally the teacher's an older person. Man, you ever tell a story and then realize you completely forgot where you're going with it? Fuck, what were we talking about?
You were talking about frequencies that kids can't hear.
Oh, yeah. So there was some. Fuck this podcast. There was a thing on Reddit that was talking about like, hey, today I learned there was a tone that was invented for fucking that people can't hear anymore. And one of the top comments was, yeah, if you ever hear like, if you get a random ringing in your ear, that's like really high pitched, that's just like there, then gone. Apparently that's like some sort of sign that you're not going to be able to hear that tone anymore. It sounds like absolute shit. Like that doesn't
Oh, so
sound like
it's like
something
the
that
last
No,
exists.
time
that's
you'll
what they
hear
say.
that?
That's what they say that happens. I have no idea if this is based in any actual science. But
Right.
they say that when like a flashbang or something like that goes off, and you hear that ring in your ear, that's that frequency dying
Right.
in your ear.
I have no idea what the
if
science
that's
behind
based
that
in
is.
anything true.
But true or not, every now and then when that happens, I get so sad.
You're like, oh, I'll never hear that one
I'm
again.
like, that was the last time.
do you all the time?
It would suck if it was a useful like if it sounded exactly like a car horn,
frequency.
like the horn
That's
of
a
a car.
low frequency though.
And then you're just crossing the road, you never
Damn
hear
it.
cars ever again.
Yeah.
What is that? Is it a
It's,
sock?
I said sock.
It's the sock. It was in the drawer.
Oh, is that one of is that one of Rodriguez's socks?
No.
No.
It's
Whoa, wait, what? Like Robert Rodriguez
he
is.
was-
He
Why
brought
would you have one of
socks.
his socks?
He-
Because he
makes
brought
socks.
socks when he came.
Not off his feet.
Yeah, he didn't take them off.
I was like, what?
Although
hey,
that
before
is-
you leave, thanks so much. Can I have one of your socks?
That's actually something that was happening in first class the other day. Jeff was in first class, and Jeff likes to send me pictures of his feet. Like he
Better
will,
than other parts of the
and
body.
even when it's inappropriate, like in the middle of the first class cabin, he took off his shoe and his sock, and like texted me a picture of his foot. And the guy next to him was not happy about it. Apparently,
I
Weirdo.
can't imagine it.
Jeff strikes me as someone to be really worried about what the person sitting next to him feels like. he's that kind of like empathetic kind of guy. He's like, I want to make sure everyone around me is really comfortable.
and then he had 8 whiskeys
Right,
Oh my God.
right up there
Was this
with making everyone comfortable
On
around
your
you.
way to LA or on the way back?
on the way. It's
Okay.
not a very long flight either.
No, that's like
It's
a
only like
3-hour.
2 hour 50.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Good for
can put them away.
you sure can.
God, he can.
Shall we wrap up the potty?
Should we mention what's going on
Yeah.
after?
So instead of doing the post show tonight, we're going to play a clip that we recorded a few weeks ago. Bernie's in it, and he was talking to Kevin DeChico, who is the survivor of the crash of the guys who were coming down to RTX. So it's basically him and Kevin having a chat about and telling some stories about their friends.
Yes, you
Yeah,
should
very
definitely
much.
watch. It's a really, really awesome thing to hear about all those kids. So definitely tune in.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for joining us.
And it's right now. Love you.
And
Right now, for everyone.
See you next time. Fare thee well.
Kisses.
Believe it or not, for the first time in maybe 4 or 5 years, we're running low on podcast.
Oh, really?